Okay.
Hey man, what's going on?
So yeah, I made a test drive today with woke up the 126, the S class that I sent you the video.
That S class
Um,
it was a S class that's a standard stick shift.
y- yeah, no, not standard, but it's the budget version, so to speak. It's the 260, four banger.
Okay.
That's the, if I remember correctly, that was the M100. The old ones. I knew the name. It was the M110,
The
something like
110
this. It was
was it the
no,
four
no, no,
banger?
no, no. I get it. No, I get it. M103. M103. I
Okay.
remember the M103. Um, Good engine, reliable and whatnot. And in the base version, in the base specs version, you get it with stick. Yeah, with stick. At least in European, or yeah, the rest of the world. Outside the United States, you get it. If you don't pay extra for the automatic, you get it
Yeah,
with
yeah, yeah.
stick shift. At
Yeah,
least
interesting.
for the budget version, right? Not for the V8, etc. They always come with automatic.
Yeah, that's because I don't think I've ever seen. Well, sometimes you'll see a C300, like an M272 powered C300 with a stick shift, that like
Okay,
204, like a C class. That's it.
nice.
Yeah, stick shift in a W212, especially like no, like you don't see any of that sort of stuff. But yeah,
The
that's
thing,
crazy. And
the 212. Have you tried a stick shift in the 212?
no, those don't exist over here. That's the thing. It's like, so obviously I'm United States from, we get all the USDM cars, which is similar, I guess, to the European cars, but they have a lot more, I guess, engine options or something. I mean, you would know a little bit more about that, but definitely more engine options. And then obviously, elsewhere in the world, I mean, it's you usually find a four-cylinder diesel in these things, I feel like.
Exactly, exactly. And with the United States, so let's say for the 212, what you have the entry level for the for any engine is the 250, the E250. That's the OM 651 with
That's blue tech.
the highest, the blue tech. Yeah, yeah, correct,
Yeah, I
correct. The blue
saw one of
tech.
those the other day. They're rare over here. I don't see them often.
Yeah, yeah. Me too. I did the coding on United States over the years, maybe three to 50 diesel, and I did
Really?
thousands of cars over there, and three.
It's also the
Not
type of owner too. I mean, like, I don't think someone with a 250 with a diesel necessarily in the States is going to be thinking about, oh, let me get like, I want to make it do A, B, or C. I want to have it to do more. I want to customize it. I want to,
yeah,
you know,
yeah. Of course, of course, of course. Most of them, yeah. You get especially the 550, the AMGs, etc. They want more,
of
but
course, yeah.
still, it is rare. It is rare. So even when someone approached me and tell me he has a 250 in the United States, and like, for real, like, whoa.
Yeah.
The first time I heard of it, I was like, okay, I didn't even know they have these, right? And the OM651 is the typical. Oh wait, now the
Woo.
uh, so it was the gimbal, I guess. For some reason,
Decided
what
to want to go
happened?
the other way.
Yeah, somehow lost
Good.
connection. Okay, so the OM651 is the typical taxi. They use them as taxi in Europe. The 212 with
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
OM651, they use it as taxi, and usually they use the E200. The E200 was never available in the United States or North America, so also Canada.
Mhm.
Um, it is the four banger with the single turbo. That's what I had before. I call it the with the peasant
Yeah.
specs,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. You
no
get the fake
options at all.
leather, no options. Just say, yeah,
Exactly.
nothing like that. Yeah,
Nothing.
they definitely obviously don't have it over here. I mean, people want fucking even the E350s, you can get them with air suspension occasionally, and you'll actually like see them like nicely equipped. But yeah, 350 is all you want. You know what I learned about the other day? I learned that they Mercedes made a V8 turbo diesel. I had no idea. I had no idea. They made
That's the
two of them or something like that. There was it was in the 211, and they had the upgraded model, the 4 liter, the S400s. I guess I had no idea that those were
S400s.
diesels. Yeah.
The S400s, and you also had them besides the S class. You have them in the, if I remember correctly, in the GL, in the GL also. I mean, the GL, you could say the GL is kind of like a S class, but as an off-road version.
Yeah. Right. Right.
And massive torque. There's actually one for sale in Tunisia, S400, and that was the which model was it? That was the WV 2220. The 22 yeah, the 220. That
220,
was
yeah. Yeah, the old
exactly
S class. Yeah. Yeah,
the
yeah.
old S class, with the 400 V8 diesel
Yeah,
V
that's
turbo.
crazy. That's the same era that like Volkswagen was doing like their fucking W2 or V12 diesels and the Q7s and all that sort of crazy shit.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and not V12. They had also the WV. They had the more compact
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
V12. So to fit them, the Touareg, the Touareg,
The Phaeton. I drove a Phaeton with the W12. Yeah.
oh yeah, yeah, the
Yeah.
Phaeton,
Which is a Bentley basically. Yeah. Yeah,
exactly,
underneath it. Yeah.
exactly. No, no, that was
Yeah.
crazy time when they tried to outdo themselves, like who gets
Ah,
the
it's a good
more
time.
bigger, aggressive. Yeah,
It
yeah,
was just good.
diesel, massive torque,
Yeah, that's
and
crazy. Like you, especially coming from my 552. It's like I didn't even know that those existed. I'm like, oh man, I take a turbo V8 or diesel over the
e-
278 again. But yeah, that's crazy.
exactly.
So yeah, so I guess we should probably welcome everybody. I mean, this is the first episode of I guess
Yeah,
Factory Plus. Yeah, the podcast. We're going to be trying to do this semi regularly.
exactly.
But yeah, it's kind of the podcast that doesn't really care about your build necessarily, and your AMG badge probably doesn't deserve to be on your car. I guess
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
sums up this era, unfortunately, and sums up a lot of what we see. But yeah, that's crazy. So I guess I mean, tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, this is going to be posted on the Facebook page as well, the group that you obviously
Okay.
admin and everything.
So
But for everyone else on my channel who don't know you, who I've talked about before, introduce yourself a little bit.
okay, so yeah, with pleasure. So my name is Amir. Amir. I live in Tunisia, North Africa. You notice my German accent that this is because I was living or born and raised in Germany, right? So this German accent, I can't get rid of it. So in case you're asking, like, hey, wait, it sounds like a German guy. But I live in Tunisia. So since a few years, I got back to the country. And yeah, like you said, I'm the admin and the owner of the 212, 218, 207 group, and admin also of other groups, but this is the most, uh, the biggest group.
Yeah, 200,000
And
members, I think.
over,
Yeah,
over, over,
yeah,
over
yeah,
200,000, well past now, over 200,000 members.
yeah.
Put lots of time investing in, etc. And also, people maybe know me from the other groups, or besides the group, I'm known for coding. I code cars
Mm.
remotely all over the world. Done this now for yeah a lot of years, so almost 10 years. Um, so yeah, this is how most people know me. That Amir dude, that
Yeah,
guy,
I
the
mean,
Tunisian dude.
ChatGPT knows who you are. I mean, it's kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
you're plastered all over the internet. Yeah, that's crazy. My story, I'm a lot less interesting, I guess, but from good old
Love.
good old New England, I've had two Mercedes now. It's about as deep as I go. I've gotten my car coated twice, well, one and a half times. We still got to finish that
Exactly.
by this man right here. But otherwise, yeah, just a car enthusiast, someone who fell in love with German cars, and I mean,
I love your
I,
videos.
I
Love your videos.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I've been starting a YouTube channel. I had a YouTube channel for a couple of years. Been kind of releasing at my own pace. Which I have another YouTube channel, a YouTube video coming soon. So, and I'm going to start posting them on the page too because I feel like a lot of people end up. There's a lot of
Definitely.
cross there. So,
Exactly.
yeah, awesome. So yeah, I think one of the main things, especially with W212s. I mean, so I was talking to you before about what we kind of wanted to talk about and go over, and we kind of got into it already. But it was like the culture and the differences between obviously some of the
Exactly.
technical side of these cars, but the culture differences I think are what's kind of interesting because you look in the United States and you've probably coded, I mean, mostly 350s in the United States, I'd imagine, right?
355 50s petrol,
Yeah.
diesel. Like I said, I can count them on my hand.
Yeah.
So it's super rare,
I
super
mean,
rare. So
in terms of like ownership, I mean, you see, I mean, diesel to us is kind of like getting it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just not as popular. I mean, when you're talking about,
exactly.
especially in the 212s, 218s, all that sort of stuff, like that sort of era car. I mean, what do you typically see like across the world? Like, I mean, like in terms of models, I guess you could say.
Yeah. So from the regarding the diesel and the petrol, so in the United States, 95%, you could say,
Oh yeah.
petrol, especially with the 212, 218, 207, 204. You could even say 99% of them petrol. Um, with the 204, for example, the 204, the most popular one is what I see is all of this 300. The
Yeah.
300, the 300. I never see it on the 212. So from United States, very rare.
We see a
You
lot of those
always
on the
get,
213s. We see a lot of them now, though. The E300s is
yeah,
like, I
now,
see those
yeah, now, yeah.
everywhere. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
With the 213, you get the E300, but
Yeah.
usually E350, a pre-facelift, much pre-facelift E350, the M272, and then you got the 550, of course, the 550, yeah, and then the E63s. Wagons, yeah, you get a fair share of wagons. So
Yeah.
wagons are somewhat popular in the United States. Outside the United States and North America, so in Canada, so let's say North America, for example, UK customers, almost all of them diesel. So always, if you have you have either the E220, the OM651 with the B turbo
Yeah.
engine, or you get the 350 diesel. Same engine, by the way, what I have in my
Yes.
CLS.
Yes. I
So
was gonna say
350
you just
diesel.
upgraded recently. Yeah. Yeah. To that. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. No more pheasant package.
No. Yeah. Yeah, those are
Finally.
the CLS too, especially. I was looking at those too. I mean, the definitely no diesels. A turbo diesel sounds nice though. Like I've never driven with
Yeah.
the especially the V6s. I mean, you got when you got it. Did you tune it yet or no? Did you?
Yeah. I tune it and I have now. So from factory, it already have a massive 620 horsepower, 600 horsepower, Newton meter. That would be
Yeah.
nice. 620 Newton meter horsepower from factory. So that already puts you almost into V8 league in terms of Newton meter and horsepower
Oh yeah, it's like
200.
450 or so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. And you have 265 horsepowers,
Yeah.
and after the tune, round about 300 horsepowers and 700 Newton meter torque. So this is almost AMG level,
Yeah. I mean that's where my
almost.
bi turbo was at kind of. It was about like 580 or so foot-pounds, but I mean, yeah, that's the passing
Yeah.
power and everything. I love that. Do you take that? You don't take that with you. It stays with you in Tunisia, right? You don't take that when you're
I have plans. I have plans. Hopefully, I mean, I was about to do it last summer to take it with me to Germany to the Nürburgring.
Oh
But
yeah,
there's
that would be
some
nice. Yes, we're gonna meet up. We
exactly
potentially, yeah, we'd have to make it.
next year, hopefully,
Yes,
or
yeah,
this year. We are already in the next year, so this
yeah,
year, hopefully, maybe it works out. That would
yeah.
be
I guess
nice.
yeah, that would be good. Yeah, especially yeah, I need like a pilgrimage through Germany. I mean, be able to be my guide.
Yeah,
Yeah, especially
exactly.
Nurburgring and all that. Yeah, take your car there, man. Especially yeah, rent. They got supercars to rent and all that sort of shit down there too. But yeah,
No, and we have the autobahn, Besides the Nürburgring, the autobahn, like
yeah.
no speed limit, no whatsoever, like pedal to the metal.
And
If your
you'll
car
actually
drives
find people
400.
who have cars that actually can handle that too. I mean, it's not like
Yeah.
yeah,
Of course, of course. There was one famous video of I think a multimillionaire from where was he from? Czechoslovakia, somewhere from Eastern Europe, and he bring his Bugatti Veyron, I think, or yeah. So, anyways, car it makes
yeah, the
400,
original.
406 kilo, the original way, yeah,
Yeah.
406 kilometer per hour, and he recorded it on the autobahn, and it was totally legal. It was like no one can do anything.
Yeah,
Um,
top NL or something like that, or whatever the guy's name
Exactly,
is. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
And there was some
yeah,
criticism, like, how can he do this? And everyone, the authorities are like, yeah, it's legal to do it. He can do it. Yeah, we wouldn't
yeah.
recommend it, but technically, you can drive as fast as you want. Yeah.
And it's
Uh,
crazy because you'll find people in, I mean, especially on the Autobahn, but in Germany too, they tend to stay to the right so people can pass, which is definitely a
Exactly.
problem over here in the States. But there's left lane hoggers and all that sort of stuff. But
The,
yeah,
the, the,
you'll end
the,
up getting that.
the crazy thing is, when you're on the German Autobahn, you're driving like 250, and you're all feeling like the king of the road, right? Like
Yeah,
I'm super fast
yeah.
250, and then someone comes from behind you and gives you this light signal, like
Hmm.
move along, move away. I'm faster than you. And like, what? I'm 250 already, and
And a
then
GT3
the
comes flying by.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
300. And with 250, by the way, this is what German cars are always locked to, usually. So 250 kilometers per hour, unless you have a Porsche or you have an Audi RS6, something like this, right? Or an
Like
M5,
the R, yeah, the M Sport, whatever. Yeah,
the M Sport, and even those. Sometimes you need the driver package. You need like not from factory
yeah.
right away. You need to get like an upgrade, so
Yeah,
a
there's
paid option.
there was one, I think it was a 3 Series, I think it was a 340, stock 130, and then you can pay, and then it goes up to 155. But 155 is the most that you'll
Exactly.
ever get unless someone like you
Exactly.
wants to turn that
Exactly. Yeah,
off.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And yeah, speaking of locked cars and whatnot, in the United States, the cars also, this is what I get lots of requests in terms of coding is raising the speed governor. United States, US specs cars, so not just Mercedes-Benz, by the way. So all of them, I could say, at least the German models, they have being locked to 130 miles per hour, 130 miles per hour, and even if they are capable of more, but I'm speaking of the non-AMG models, right? So 130 miles per hour for the non-AMG models,
Yep.
this can be raised via coding to 100, yeah,
Yeah, and even
155.
even like a 350 can do that. I mean, we'll see like posts on the forum too, like what, like it feels like the car's like just it's shutting off at 130, 135, whatever.
Exactly, exactly,
Yeah, no,
exactly, exactly. And
which
it
I
can do
mean,
more.
theoretically, we're driving all these things in Mexico. We're not actually driving them on our public streets in the United States. We don't do that, of course not. But
Yeah, yeah,
um,
of course not.
theoretically, yeah,
Theoretically,
theoretically,
I
yeah, the
have I get some videos. I think they was all made in Mexico.
yeah,
I
the AI.
assume
It's all AI now. It's all
it's
AI.
all,
Yeah, it's
AI.
all AI.
Exactly.
Yeah, my when I got my I drove a 211. So my most of my content is it's for people who have watched
Great.
or don't watch is on the my black 212 that I had, the twin turbo 550 tuned up. I actually,
Exactly,
it's
exactly.
so
That
funny,
guy's
like
legend.
it turns out to be, I still miss it. Like, some guy's still driving it. If he's watching this, I'll have, I think he's in the group. So if he's driving, he bought it off auction. Like, fucking got a steal for it. But yeah. So like years and years ago, I actually, and I didn't like put these pieces together, but I remember seeing like the 211s and stuff like that, and them driving around like the quad headlights and stuff like that. And then my
Exactly,
first car
exactly.
when I was like 16 was a Hyundai. You know what a Hyundai Sonata is?
Honda Sonata. I
I'll have to
think
Hyundai, not Honda. It's not that good.
Hyundai. Ah, from
Hyundai.
Hyundai.
Yeah,
Hyundai,
yeah,
Hyundai.
Kia, Hyundai, yeah, Korea.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Do you guys even
yeah, yeah.
have those cars?
Yes, yes. Actually, the Sonata. I think that's the.
It's
Wait,
rebranded
that.
as it's something. God, what is it? I'll look it up. Hyundai. I'll put a picture on screen, but
Yes,
uh,
yes, yes. The thing
in
is,
Europe it's called the I don't know, it's called Sonata.
Sonata.
Yeah,
Sonata.
2003.
2008. Okay.
Yeah,
Hyundai.
it's not even, it's barely not even worth it. It's a very apathetic car, but it's funny. It's like when you took like a 211 kinda and you took a Jaguar like XJ back end and you kind of squished it together and you squinted from 30 feet
Yeah,
away.
yeah, yeah.
It kind of looked like that a little bit. It kind of had that same sort of look. And then I ended up test driving a 211, an E500. Like an '07 or something. I was driving a Buick at the time and I fucking, oh my God, I fell in love with it. Um Little, and
you,
then
you you called you called it Sonata, right?
yeah, yeah, you see it?
Yeah, yeah. The Sonata.
A
We have this.
2003.
I think in Europe I don't see it so much, but a funny story. So I live in Tunisia, Tunisia next to Libya. So where I live in
Yeah,
south of Tunisia, like wait, in miles, maybe let's say 30 miles from the border from Libya. So we have lots of Libyan tourists, lots of Libyans who pass by or live here in Tunisia, and they
yep,
bring their cars with them, and they have very very popular this one, the Hyundai Sonata and the Toyota Camry and
yep.
all that, all these cars.
The
So
old
even
ones.
the old ones, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and also the new ones, US specs, because they get them for cheap from the United States, like
Yeah, we don't like
accident
them.
or
We don't like
yeah,
them.
okay,
They're not worth
okay, okay,
anything over. I mean, look, sometimes people buy them, but like they're not worth nothing over here. They're
yeah, yeah,
like a
yeah,
Kia
yeah.
Stinger is like 12 or 13 grand for a 2019. Like
Wow,
the brand
wow,
doesn't have the,
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah,
It's
it
always been a
doesn't have the
cheap brand.
prestige. Okay,
No, it
okay,
doesn't.
okay.
Which, to be fair, some of the Genesises are kind of nice, but when you drive them, they still kind of feel like a Hyundai. It still doesn't feel very special.
I know what you
Yeah.
mean. The interior. When you look at the dashboard and everything, I don't know
Looks
the.
like a Sonata. Well, no, it looks like, because
Yeah,
like the window switches are the same as like in a Sonata, or at least they used to be. Maybe the new ones are a little different. I've seen some reviews. I actually edit reviews for some people, and a couple of the Genesis. They look kind of nice, but yeah, I mean that was one of the things too. Like when I got rid of the 278, it's like, what am I going to get into? and someone kept telling me Stinger, Stinger, because it's twin turbo V6, you can
Yeah,
tune
yeah,
them and
yeah.
all that.
Exactly,
But then
exactly, exactly.
I'm driving a Kia, it's a Stinger. I'm like, I
It,
don't know
it's
about that.
it's it doesn't. There's one song, maybe you know that, or one saying or no, was it an ad? I think it was an ad that said about the Corvette, right? They don't write songs about the Volvo,
Mm,
right?
fair, yeah,
And you could say
very
this, and you
true.
could say this, the same thing. You could say they don't make songs about Hyundai, but they do songs about Mercedes-Benz. And one song that you maybe know, Janis Joplin,
Yeah,
Mercedes-Benz.
of
Great
course.
song.
Oh, of course, yes, of course. Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
Lord, what you get, what you buy me? A Mercedes Benz, right?
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
so yeah, but you never hear something
Yeah.
like this
It's funny you say
about
that.
Hyundai.
So I used to, I mean, I still do as a hobby, but I used to make a lot of like music. I used to rap, make a lot of music, release it. And my username on a lot of things is Korean Seats because I
Yes,
actually wrote
yes,
a
yes,
song
yes.
about my about my Hyundai. I had Korean leather
Oh,
seats. I'm
I
riding
was
around
always
town in
wondering
Korean leather
about that.
seats. Yeah. So yeah,
Okay,
I
okay,
don't know
okay,
why,
okay, okay.
but that's ended up sticking. It was actually the first song I ever made with my buddies back when I was like 15. Yeah, yeah, ride around town in Korean leather seats. So Korean seats was the name, which is
Okay,
so there is one, at
okay,
least
okay.
one song about that. That's for sure. There's at least one song.
Okay, okay.
I've
No,
written
no,
I've
no, it
made a
makes
song
sense.
about a Buick too, Buick Enclave, six bad bitches in an enclave, which is a double meaning.
Mm,
You know what I mean?
no, okay, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Okay,
But
okay, okay.
yeah. No, I mean, so and funny enough, so like you've had your fair share of like some American cars too, like what? Because
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
like
yeah,
some
yeah.
weird there's some like weird import laws or something over there, right? Like for like old
And
like American cars or something, like one per lifetime or something crazy.
yeah, yeah, no, I wish it was only for American cars. So the thing is, in Tunisia, before it was you could only import, yeah, a car without paying any taxes once in a lifetime.
Mm.
Now they changed it, the law that you can every 10 years you can import the car from outside of the country. So every 10 years you get this right to import the car without paying taxes. But if you pay taxes or the not the taxes, that's the wrong word, the customs. If you pay
Mm,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
import customs, right, import taxes, or so to speak, um, then you can bring cars all day in, right, as long as you pay the import taxes. But here's the catch, another catch: not older than 5 years. So for 212 it would be too late. For 218 it would be too late. For 27 it would be
Yeah.
too late.
So what's there is there.
What's
Or
there
if
is there, and this
someone
is why.
brings it over, which you said that sometimes they like to cut some cars in half and
Exactly. No, no, they don't. This one they don't do in Tunisia. They do this in Libya. In
Libya.
Libya,
Okay. Yeah.
Libya, but they don't have laws at
Sure.
all.
Yeah,
At
yeah,
least for the importing, they can import whatever they want.
yeah.
This is why you get some great cars. So this is why um, even if you get the car younger than 5 years, it's really really expensive. And this is why I'm so happy that I found my CLS, the 350 diesel, because some people say like, why didn't you get the real AMG, or why did you get the diesel? Why did you get a petrol? And the thing is, you don't have the choice. You don't have much
Mm.
that you can choose from, right? So it is what it is. What is there,
So you're
that's what you
buying
got.
for chassis and experience rather than engine. Because honestly, I've been buying for the engine. I've been trying to find this twin turbo engine, or now I wanted the M273, and the E class is just the best option. So so
Exactly,
it's yeah.
exactly.
So you're literally just buying of what's out left out there. And I guess if they crash or they get ruined, then that's it.
That's it. That's it. That's it. And
Jeez.
then also the thing is, the 350 diesel now, it's kind of not rare but powerful in Tunisia, because if you get, even for the CLS, right, you get the CLS. Imagine a CLS with the 250, with the OM651 four-cylinder
It's like 200
taxi engine.
horsepower or something. Like
Yeah, yeah, 204
probably
horsepower.
less.
200,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, 204. But it's a four banger, right? A four
Yeah.
banger taxi engine, and you get that in a CLS, and you see like, whoa, CLS, okay, what is it? V8, V6? And then no, it's four-cylinder,
Yeah.
four
Yeah. Yeah.
banger. It's no, no. So I was happy with the diesel, with the 350 diesel. I have some plans. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I want to put in the nice 6.2 liter V8, the M156.
Would that fit
Um,
in there? Or I think that would be, or is that the era of the 156, or would that be a 157 in there? I think that'd be a
It would be,
157.
it would, the 157, the
Yeah.
156 was
The
never
twin
there from
turbo.
factory, the twin turbo, but
Anything's possible.
yeah, and also it would be like for the guys who tells me like, why don't you just get an AMG? I would say, hey, I have something unique. I have the 6.2 and a CLS.
Yeah.
So right,
That's the
so
one to get anyways. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, yeah, of course, the last one with the big engine, right, with the
Big
big
naturally
V8,
aspirated, no
big natural special.
turbos. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. It's a legend, and yeah, maybe one day.
Are there actual like AMGs driving around? And is that guy when
Yes,
if you
yes.
see one, you're like, oh, that guy fucking that guy
Yeah, yeah,
fucks.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Definitely, definitely. We have AMGs there, but they are rare. They are not like maybe
They're
I don't
older.
know. So it's they're not older, not so much.
Huh.
More the newer cars. They
I
are
guess you
most
said
of them
5 years,
AMG.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, 5 years. No, no, but even the older cars that we already have from back then, AMG was then few people could afford AMGs.
Yeah.
Now these days they have lots of them and it's crazy. G wagons, G wagons.
Mm,
If you
yeah.
see a G wagon, it's an AMG. G63, Brabus,
Pretty
all of
much
them.
pretty much over here too. It's rare you'll find. Sometimes you'll see some G550s, but usually the yeah
Yeah, it's
G63.
rare.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
rare. Exactly. No, no. If you get the G wagon, also no G500, nothing. Always
AMG,
G60. Like don't bother if you don't get an AMG. Yeah,
especially a G
yeah.
wagon. Yeah, you just got just it's
Yeah,
already an overpriced Jeep, so might as well.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. I never understood the hype
Mm,
for the G wagon. To be honest,
it's a
it's
status
cramped.
symbol. It's a status
Yeah,
symbol.
yeah. It's a status symbol. It's
Get a
but
Range Rover. If you're gonna get something like that,
yeah.
get a Range Rover. Get something like that. Yeah, yeah.
No, the Range Rover on the okay, yeah, depends. So Range Rover, what you got? Of course, you have the petrols,
Supercharged
but
V8. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, supercharged V8 and whatnot. But the Range Rover with the diesel here in Tunisia or in Europe, what we got is the 3 liter V6 diesel
Yeah.
in cooperation with Peugeot. Uh,
Oh,
with
that's a good
Peugeot.
sign. That's a good
No,
sign.
yeah. Those engine is like when you reach a Range Rover so many times, even where I live in a small city, and I know like 5 Range Rover owners who changed the engine. They had like a fatal engine, yeah, like the engine failed
Yeah, yeah.
after what was it, 60,000 miles,
Jeez.
60,000 miles, yeah,
Sounds like my
and
old engine.
yeah, yeah. But this one is like under 5 years old, right? So a Range Rover. Imagine getting a Range Rover, uh, uh round about 60,000 miles, and then like, yeah, sorry, your
Yeah,
engine
$100,000
is
new.
total.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it's total. No, no, we need a new engine, and I'm like, what? Why do you people still getting them, right? And
Yeah, well that's the thing too. I mean, at least Land Rovers, Range Rover, I don't, the somewhat the same, different, whatever. They used to be like kind of quirky, but they would still last a long time. That's kind of like I'm going backwards in time. Like I had a 13, I have a 2010. Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm staying like pre-turbo or diesel or something because diesel turbos are you need a turbo on a diesel, otherwise you're not going
Oh yeah,
anywhere.
yeah. No, no, no.
But yeah, you're
Otherwise, no,
not.
no, no, no.
Yeah,
You
but
don't want.
the gas engines, man. I mean, especially over here. I mean, maybe you could tell me what it's like over there, but over here, especially all the new cars, they're 1.2s. I mean, well, that's more, that's a very European thing though. 1.3s, 1.4s. I mean, some of the Buicks
Exactly.
that we used to sell, and I used to work in a dealership. Some of the Buicks we used to sell were 3 cylinders. And they're using
Buick with the three
turbos.
cylinders.
Buick, so Buick is they're Korean cars that they bring over here. They're
Yeah, yeah,
KDM
yeah, yeah.
cars and they're Chinese cars. They sell twice as many in China than they do in the United States.
True, true, true,
Um,
true, 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 true.
so they have these tiny little engines and they're using turbos to get them to a respectable level of power, which that's not going to last. That's not going to last
Exactly,
200,000
exactly,
miles.
exactly,
And not
exactly.
only that, but it's like the reliability of these things, and they put hybrid motors in these things now. Like even the 212
Yeah,
had some of the hybrid stuff, and occasionally you'll see someone
worse.
pop up on a post. They're like, "Oh yeah, I got a. What's this mean? It's a hybrid. The battery symbol. What's this mean on the thing? Oh, that means it's $12,000. That's what that means."
Exactly. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah, yeah. The battery and the battery when you think about it, it's like $12,000, but the battery is like a bicycle, like a bike
Yeah,
battery, right? Like a
yeah,
motorcycle battery, and it's crazy. It's crazy. Like everyone that get thinking about getting a hybrid to 12, I tell them stay
no,
away
let's
from
go.
it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bad decision.
So,
Don't do it. Don't do it.
so I guess that kind of brings us. So, if you were to, one of the questions I was going to ask, like, if you were to, blind like recommend one of these vehicles to someone like recommend to your mother basically out of this era of cars like the 204s, the 203s, that like that sort of era, really nothing newer. I mean, what would you go for? What would be the spec? What would be if someone's going out there just wanting to buy one of these cars to get into German car without having to kill themselves?
Two- 212. 212 is
Yeah.
like it is not too big like the S class. It is not small like the C class. Um it is reliable. It is reliable. Like my old E200 had how much in miles? I always need to make the conversion because we use kilometers. But or let's make it both. So in mileage, I think 260,000 miles, and
260,000
in kilo.
miles.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
like
yeah. And then
400 or
still
so.
running exactly 400, 410, 410
Phew.
or so kilometers, and still had the full power, nothing, like really zero expenses. I mean, it was the peasant package, so there was not much that can go wrong
Right.
or can go defective, but still, no, no, speaking engine wise and everything, everything pretty solid. It was an X taxi and
And that's
changed
the
the
thing
oil.
that people have to realize, especially with the 212s too, is like they really all these German cars, but I'm just familiar with the Mercedes as you are. Like they are reliable, but they're reliable meant to be maintained. Like so many people get into these cars thinking they're reliable and then they don't touch them and then their transmission starts slipping and all this other.
Exactly,
It
exactly.
does take a little bit of money, but if you put a little bit of that money up front, you're not putting out
Well
unless you buy
invested.
a twin turbo 550, you're not putting out the money in the long run. You'll be pretty
Well,
okay.
well, well, no, no, no. Yeah, like you said, exactly. As long as it's not the V turbo, the M278,
Yeah, no.
at least not the early ones, right? They said they fixed the
At
what was it?
15
The
or so, yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
sleeve
cylinder
cylinders.
scoring. But I wouldn't take the chances. I don't
I,
know.
I'd
So
get I'd
only
get a 278 2015 over a 63 the same year, like a CLS 550 2015. That's what I was looking at potentially over a 157 because those 157s never got the upgrades. They never got the
yeah, yeah,
liners. They
yeah,
never got
yeah.
nothing.
Okay,
So
okay. Exactly, exactly, exactly.
it's
So
you're still a risk. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. And then it's then you pay also the AMG
the
tax,
AMG
right, for
tax.
for
Yeah.
the
Oh my
parts
God.
and everything, and it will be
Yeah.
like triple what you invested for one
Yeah. Tell me
for the
about
278.
it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think Mercedes quoted a brand new motor at $30,000. So alone, just for the motor for a 278, which
Wow,
is
wow, and that's not even an AMG. So
no, and
imagine,
that's not
yeah,
install. That's not dropping the motor, taking the that's not this crazy. Yeah.
really,
But
really, and then you
yeah,
still have the problem eventually, right? So even if you
it's
would get
which
the
is
new
why I
new
got rid of my
engine,
other one. Yeah.
exactly,
I
exactly, exactly.
no. That and then 204 as well. My mother's actually had like a 204 for like 10 years now. Fucking no issues. No, wonderful with
The
it. And they're becoming like the Honda Civics over here. Like before it was the 3 Series back in the day over in the United States. Now it's the C300s. Every fucking 17-year-old's
I
got one now.
noticed.
Yeah.
I noticed this in the groups. One thing, interesting, funny thing is, so like I said, I'm admins in a few groups, and when I see the 212 group or the 218 group and or the 207 group or the 204 groups, and when I see the 204 groups, like really, so no disrespect to the 204
We don't
community,
respect builds
guys.
here, remember? And we
Yeah, we
don't.
respect those exactly. No, 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 no one gets shamed, or everyone gets shamed, right?
Everyone
So,
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
so the two of us, they have some, let's say, they are
Interesting
more,
tastes.
yeah, modder friendly, right? Modding friendly. Let's
No, no.
put
What
it
they
that
do is
way.
they go to AutoZone and they stick on all the stuff and they put the
Exactly,
AMG
exactly.
badges and they put the rent
Uh,
to wheels and
exactly, exactly. It's a lot of times that I see and I say like too much AliExpress, not enough Mercedes Benz there.
yeah. I mean, you
But
approve the posts that go on the page. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
there's a
yeah,
guy and he's probably gonna he might even watch this with the stickers on the wheels and everything and the hood and all that.
yeah,
The
yeah,
black
yeah. I
212.
know what you
If you're
what you
watching
mean.
this, I'm sorry, but I don't respect your build.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, do
I
what you
mean,
want with your
as
car,
long as you
but
love it, as long as you love it. But the thing
that's
is,
right. Yeah,
but you cannot force people to love what you love, right? So, like,
right.
hey, if you like it, if you love it, it's okay. No one is taking it away from you. But you cannot force us, like, hey, love my build, right? I mean, if
No.
you're asking for an opinion, like, hey, how do you like it? I
Eh,
don't like it so
I
much.
don't like.
Then okay, then yeah, then don't
I guess
tell me.
that's kind of where the name came from, Factory Plus. I mean, the stuff you do with the coding, whatever, and like
Exactly,
generally the
exactly,
stuff that I like to do with my cars generally is kind of like OEM plus. It's just nothing crazy. So keep it
exactly.
OEM plus. Put some wheels on it, get your thing lowered, get some show
Make
loaded
it
some manual
look
modes.
like.
Yeah.
Exactly. Make it like it came from factory. So don't make it. I don't know. Like, I mean, of course, yeah. Some people say like this. Some say like this. Some say they want to personalize it. Some people say no. I want to leave it factory stock. And like you said, this is with Factory Plus. That's a good name to call it, because that's what it is basically. With the coding, you still keep everything to factory standards, right? You just add stuff that wasn't available from factory. Let's take the AMG menu. The AMG menu, obviously, Mercedes, they want to keep it, reserve it for the real AMG cars, right? So, and some people say, why do you need an AMG menu? Why do you need to pretend you have an AMG and whatnot? And that's lame. But that's not, this is what it's about. The AMG menu, for example, it's about the engine oil temperature.
Yeah.
And in the pre facelift models with the monochrome cluster, that you have the transmission oil temperature. So if you're onto cars, you know that engine oil temperature is nothing like the water temperature. So
Wait a
because
minute.
usually,
So
yeah,
okay, you said that on the because I you actually upgraded my cluster from black and white. I have a color one now. So did I
yeah,
lose the transmission temperature?
yes,
Oh, I
unfortunately,
never even
yes.
okay. I because I never had the AMG menu on it. Okay. All right.
So yeah, and also another thing
Interesting.
is to make it harder for you, you also lose the digital RPM. The digital RPM is also something that only the monochrome cluster has.
Oh, because
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's pretty unique,
Mm,
and
yeah.
this is why I tell to my customers who want to upgrade the instrument cluster, like, hey, have you even tried the AMG menu on the monochrome cluster before you
Right.
do the upgrade, right? Because there's some stuff, some benefits that you, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she's out now. I
Yeah,
did
I
that's
mean,
interesting though. I didn't realize that. I knew about the RPM, but the yeah, the trans interesting.
you have
Yeah.
the so you can also choose, of course, if you want to have the water temperature digitally, but it would be like you already have that, right? So you already have the water temperature
Yeah.
analog. So
And also the digital gauge on the non-AMGs I've read and I've kind of experienced, it does fluctuate. The temperature gauge, the actual temperature fluctuates and the gauge is dampened because it's natural to go up to 215,
exactly,
217.
exactly,
And that would freak me out on my old car. And even on this one, even though I know this one's fine, and it still goes up to
exactly.
sometimes it hits that, but yeah. So if you do
They
have it
they don't
enabled, don't freak out.
exactly. No, they don't show the real water temperature
No.
analog. It's like you said, it's dampening, because they, like you said, they don't want to scare the customer, right? Like, hey, everything is okay. And so many times I see the real water temperature is much higher, or not much, but higher than
Yeah.
what the gauge is showing, right?
But your car's fine.
So
It's fine.
yeah, well, the car's fine,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And like I said, the engine oil temperature. So when you don't have the engine oil temperature, you only have the water temperature, and people think like, okay, water is on 90 degrees, or in Fahrenheit, I think
Two,
199. Is it
it's 176 is like the number. Yeah, but 200,
warm?
212 degrees. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have that.
176 is 90. Yeah.
Okay. Then, but when you have that temperature, and then they think like, okay, yeah, go ahead, go nuts, right? The engine is now on operating range, but actually it isn't, because the engine oil temperature is
Far
not
below.
on operating range, far below, because the engine oil takes much. So oil take more time to get on the operating range, to heat up, than water temperature.
Yeah,
And
for
this is
sure.
why the AMG menu, for example, that's the biggest benefit, is that you have the engine oil temperature.
That got me thinking too. So one of the things that was interesting to me because I know that obviously there's like 50 something modules in this car and you do a lot of things with those modules. A lot of the things, and correct me if I'm wrong, seem to live in the cluster because if you're saying um transmission temperature, the RPMs as well, and then is manual modes and stuff like that, is that dictated by the cluster? What's like, does the cluster dictate that or is that something else?
That's the manual mode. No, the manual mode is the transmission, but in the so definitely in the transmission ECU. So gets coded there. But one interesting thing is about when you get the AMG menu, the it will stay long on manual mode. So this is a funny thing. So usually, especially in the facelift models, when you go into the manual mode, By the way, when I say manual, the manual mode, it's not what lots of people confuse with the limiter. They have
The
a limiter like
drive, yeah, yeah, yeah. Not
yeah,
just
the
that.
drive like D1, D2. So if
Yeah.
it says, for example, D4, that means it doesn't go higher than the fourth gear. It goes to one, two, three, four,
Normally
but
revving, yeah,
normally revving, etc. But it doesn't get higher than the fourth gear. That is the limiter. That what you also have on US cars, right? Like when
yeah.
you or overdrive. The manual mode is like you stay in that gear ideally. In the facelift models, for some reason, the manual mode, when you over rev or you under rev, it shifts either down automatically or up. Or when you don't use the manual mode, when you don't change the gears every 10 seconds or so, it will automatically revert again
Really.
to automatic mode. Yeah, yeah. It's
Even if
really
even if you're like at 2000, 3000 RPM, it'll come back.
exactly. It will go if
Really?
it says like okay, 10 seconds. Oh, so you're not using the manual mode. So no, okay. So you
And
don't
that's
like it.
interesting that it's facelift because I had a pre-facelift with the 7G plus. I had all the new drivetrain, but I had the I guess old software in the
Exactly.
pre-facelift. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what I want to say is with the pre-facelift one, you stay in that gear. So I
Yeah.
did this with my CLS. It's from 2011, the 350 diesel. And it's crazy. Like I really stays all the time. It never upshifts or downshift basically.
Yeah.
Even if I really go low RPM, it stays in that gear. And
It
another thing
doesn't
is with
does yours eventually should downshift? Mine eventually does downshift. If I come to a stoplight or something like that, it does mine does.
like really you need to
Yeah.
stop, right? But
Yes. Yeah.
usually
You can
it's
lug the
like
engine if you wanted.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's awesome. It's like the real manual mode. Another thing is with the pre-facelift is the last transmission mode. So when you leave it on sport mode and you restart the engine, it stays in sport mode, so it doesn't lose the last
It doesn't do
transmission
that
mode.
on the facelift. You can't do that on the facelift.
On some facelift, I still some say it works, so it's a 50-50 chance. On some it works, on
There's
some
so
not.
many software versions and so many modules and
Exactly,
everything. Yeah.
exactly. There's so many ECUs version and revisions. That's
Yeah.
like you have for one engine ECU, same engine ECU. You have like up to 16 revisions, right? And so it depends
Jeez. Yeah.
on which revision you have. Like the M278, there's the pre-facelift M278, the facelift M278, the last year M278, etc., etc. So the revisions, that's I guess what makes it work or not work. But on the pre-facelift, definitely last transmission mode, and the manual mode works
Yeah.
100%. Like true manual mode. Lots of
Yeah,
fun
I've
driving
I've
that.
had no issues. I mean, on my last car, which I still got to get with you to do the rest of the coding because I think all you did
Exactly,
with me was
exactly.
the
Anytime,
you just did
anytime.
the manual mode, the agility mode, like Sport Plus mode, and
Exactly,
also too that last mode. It doesn't keep it like if you code in the extra modes that weren't originally there, it doesn't stay on those modes. It goes back to comfort or eco. But so eco or sport is what it'll stay on.
exactly.
Um, just to clarify, whatever. But yeah, I had like no, you did all, like the 50,000 things that you did on the other car. You didn't even touch the which you really do the pedal dampening is huge
Oh yeah,
because
oh yeah, oh
this
yeah, oh
thing
yeah, oh yeah.
my last car was twin turbo, had so much torque right in the beginning, right at like 1200 RPM. This thing you really and I didn't it didn't matter. I would pass people with using my big toe on the highway because it would just 700 pound-foot of torque just
Amazing.
fly past people. This thing it's naturally aspirated, so you got to rev the thing out a little bit. So I find myself using that a lot more because yeah, down in the low end, but yeah, definitely the pedal dampening that's huge. Is it different per cars or like I assume the S class is probably super dampened maybe and it I
It
understand
depends.
why they do it, but it's like when you're in sport mode, it's not doesn't really get rid of it. It makes eco and sport mode or sorry, eco or comfort mode like unusable like if without
Yeah,
this. Like
yeah,
I
yeah,
hated
yeah,
it
yeah.
before.
Exactly,
I hated it.
exactly, exactly. It's like this. It feels like an eternity when you press the gas pedal, and
Feels
like
like
okay,
something's wrong with the
something
freaking
coming.
car. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. And then you press harder, and then something happens. Sometimes you feel like a diesel, right?
Yeah.
And with the gas pedal delay, yeah, it depends, of course, on the car. So they have different level of dampening, right? So they don't have all the same dampening, uh, especially on the facelift. On the facelift ones, you have different level of dampening.
Sure.
On the pre-facelift, it's like it's completely there or it's not there, right? And on the facelift models, they do a different even on the AMG cars. That's a funny thing. Even on
I
the
was gonna
AMG
ask that.
cars, you
Yeah.
have that gas pedal delay. And the thing is, on the AMG cars, on the facelift AMG cars, you cannot completely remove the gas pedal delay. Otherwise, the car will still accelerate even if you leave your foot on the
Really?
gas pedal. So I never do this. I reduce the gas pedal delay for the AMG cars, so on the facelift ones, but I
Yep.
not completely remove it. On the pre-facelift, there I can completely remove the gas pedal delay.
And
So
that's
this
what you
is
did on my last one, I assume.
exactly, completely.
That sometimes you go over a bump and
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
your
yeah,
foot
yeah.
bounces. I mean, it was sharp. I remember the guy used to work on my car a lot. That previous car, he did so much work on that car for me, and he would take it for test drives to make sure things were going. And he had an S class with an M278 as well. And he's just like, "What the fuck did you do? What the fuck did you do with this car?" I was like, I mean, it's tuned one, but he's like, "Yeah, but it's like it just goes." I'm like,
Exactly. It's
that's the
super
agility
aggressive.
mode or the sport mode." He's like, he never tried the other modes, but sport mode and the pedal dampening. Oh my gosh, yeah. I thought you did it in this car actually already because it does is it maybe you can tell me this specifically is so when you switch to comfort sport and agility like or comfort and sport it does change the dampening or at least it feels like it changes the throttle response a little bit
The agility mode, yeah, the agility mode, it
but what
changed the
about from
throttle response a bit.
comfort to sport like like stock does that change at all because it feels like it
Yeah,
does
yeah, yeah, yeah. It
okay
does, it does, it does.
so
But
from
the
sport to agility does it change because agility and here's my hypothesis is comfort is the most obviously sports a little bit better factory agility and manual feel the same in terms of pedal
exactly, yeah, yeah.
okay
The thing is, the agility. What also most people, some people say. So it depends on the engine. If you have an E200, be honest with you, the agility mode it will
doesn't do
like you
much
won't feel any exactly. It doesn't feel difference um, because yeah, no torque. So I know what I'm
yeah
saying.
yeah
It's a taxi. But on the 550 or on the 350, especially the diesel,
yeah
it will make a huge difference. And also, it's what I would call it sport plus. It's a good description, but I say the description would be more intelligent. It's more
mm,
intelligent shift behavior. It makes more sense, and it's adaptive, of course, like all the other modes. But
yeah
especially the agility mode, it adapts to the situation. So when someone says the agility mode, yeah, I don't know, I didn't feel so much different. I say, yeah, hit it really like drive it like it's stolen, and
yeah
then you feel the difference,
it
and then I
will
say, yeah, okay,
stay
okay,
it'll stay and yeah it
exactly,
will like if I am like doing a little especially my old car too like or even this one you do a little bit of that aggressive drive and a little bit whatever it will start stay not immediately but it will start keeping those revs higher and like
exactly,
shifting later
exactly,
or
exactly.
if you just leave it it'll start boom 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 it'll start going up the gears and
It's
everything yeah
yeah, you could say adaptive, like really more
that's
adaptive
perfect
than
way
the
for it yeah
it's more intelligent. So it analyzes, so to speak, your driving style,
yeah
right? Like the other modes as well, but this one especially, the agility mode, and this is yeah, what I love about the
do you like
agility mode.
recommend like a reset? Like, cause I typically do a transmission, like the pedal reset at least once every couple
Exactly.
of months. So I should probably, if you're going to get that done, probably do a little reset quick, which I've made a
I
video on
I, I
before,
send I
but yeah.
send I send you videos all the
Oh,
times to
really?
my customers.
Okay.
I love it. I love
Awesome.
it
I was
because
going to
it's
say, yeah.
quick and on point,
That's why
showing
it's
you
got so many
exactly what to
views.
do.
Jeez. All right. It's just-
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
uh,
compete with it, I guess. The thing is, yeah, definitely the transmission reset. I do this, and also I do this. I guess even sometimes like every 2 months, 3 months,
same,
depending
same.
on how I drive the car. Sometimes circumstances changes. Sometimes you have a different work route. Let's say the last few months always stop and go in the
Yep.
city. Maybe now, like for me, example, I now rarely take the car on stop and go. I
Highways now,
it,
right? Just freeways.
highways,
Yeah.
and I'm like I take the car only if I go long term, yeah. So to maintain it, right? So then I take the Hyundai. By the way, I have a Hyundai as a
Okay.
mother's car, a shit box, but a really small one,
Yeah.
E10
hmm
with 1.2 liter, but four cylinder,
E10.
not.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a small shit box, but it's it has CarPlay.
Oh,
It
okay. I
has
see it.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay. It's perfect for the city. It's
Yeah. Like it's a million
but
miles to the
four
gallon.
cylinder.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not a three cylinder, so it's also available as three cylinder, but especially choosing this one, four cylinder. and it's yeah. So when you take it like all the time to highway, and you can drive it like it's stolen, etc., then the characteristic of the transmission changes, right? And this is why I say always make like an update when you feel the car getting sluggish, doesn't
Hmm.
shift so much like it used to do. Make a transmission reset, quick and dirty. It's nothing complicated.
It's part of my oil
Doesn't take
change.
time. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, or even better, yeah. So you have a
Yeah.
interval like when you do the oil change, do
Take the
the
30 seconds
transmission.
or 2 minutes really
Exactly,
and do it. Yeah.
exactly. No, it's nothing complicated. No ODB needed. Nothing like tuck tuck. And yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, I would recommend that. Yeah, and especially if you get also the new modes, the gas pedal dampening coded by me, and the agility mode, etc. Then one thing what I would recommend is yeah, do transmission reset. So then the car be
Yeah.
feels the
And not
new
only that
behavior.
too, well, one thing I made a little video about it one time. It was the agility mode too. It will let you know if you have like bad transmission mounts or like bad engine
Yeah,
mounts.
yeah, yeah,
It will
yeah.
let you know.
Definitely,
Yeah,
definitely,
that
definitely, definitely.
it's weird. Sometimes it'll be super smooth, whatever you get on it just the right way and it starts banging through gears. Yeah.
Exactly,
Get
exactly.
get your
And
mount
then
done, get a service done because you're gonna be running it harder anyways, and do a reset and then get it coded.
to-
Yeah. Yeah.
talking about maintenance, this is what I like about Mercedes-Benz. When you do maintenance, so unless you have the M278, but when you do there's like
Most
there's
other
nothing that you
engines,
can do
yeah.
about it. Yeah, most of the engines, they appreciate it. That it's like it's a good investment. You do this, and the car is like thanking you, right?
Hmm.
It doesn't break down on you if you do really the maintenance, if you do the oil change and everything. Of course, you always could catch a lemon, right? But this has nothing to
Sure.
do with the model. With every
It's
car,
any car, yeah.
any
Yeah.
car, and in Germany they say Monday's car. I'm not sure if this is in United States if we had that
Is that the end of the week on Monday or
saying.
something? Because I was gonna say on Friday, if it's built on a 5 o'clock on a Friday, if people are going
Okay,
home, they're yeah, yeah,
it's for us for in Germany it's the
Monday.
opposite. Monday. It's
Okay,
like a Montagsauto, a Monday's car,
gotcha.
meaning it got built on Monday. Like Monday, you are somehow I don't
You
know
just got to work, you're
first of
out
the
of it.
week.
You haven't, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh, and then United States is Friday. Okay,
yeah,
funny. You know, Montags.
yeah. End of the week, you got a beer cracked open already. Yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, the culture is different.
yeah.
Can't do that in Germany.
Which
No, no.
I think the 204s. I'm gonna probably get lambasted if this isn't true. I think they're built in Mexico. I think the 204s, some of them were. The
Some of
212s
them.
were all built in Not all. Was Russelheim? Is that is am I
No, no.
am I correct on that?
Wissenheim is Opel is in
Yes, the Buicks were built there. Yeah, some of the
yeah,
Buicks I sold. Yeah.
Buick is because Buick is
Yep.
Opel.
Opal.
GM is
Opal Insignia
Opel.
and the Regal. Yep.
Exactly. And in Rüsselsheim, Germany, and Sindelfingen, and Sindelfingen, so
Yeah.
Germany, and you have Stuttgart, and
Yes.
Sindelfingen.
Yeah.
Those
Of
are the
course. Of course. Porsches there and
Stuttgart.
everything. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. Or was Sindelfingen Porsche? I'm thinking maybe I'm mixing them up together. I'm living too long here in Tunisia, so I
Yeah.
already
Yeah.
begin to forget about Germany.
Yeah. But that's the thing. I mean, if at least if you get in a 212, probably the 218s, I think it's just the 204s that were might have been built in Mexico. Because they were the C class was what was the first C class? The 203, I think.
No.
The 200.
Actually, it was the no. It was the let me think. The 201 was the baby Benz, the 119. The 202 was the first C
Was the
class.
first one. Okay.
Was the first. I think it was in '93, if I'm correct. The C class, and '93. The 202, right? The
Yep.
202. Before the 202, the C class, the entry level. The first time that they have the entry level was the 201, the also called the baby bands,
Yep.
because back then you only had, so in modern times you would say, modern terms you would say the E class, S class. There's nothing below the E class, which was back then the WV 123.
One two. Oh, because the
One
124 I
two
love,
three,
but yeah, the 123. Yeah.
and then the 124, and then they in the 80s they bring the WV 201. By the way, the famous one, also very known as the Evo, the
Mm.
Evo,
Yeah, of course. The four
the
banger. Yeah, yeah,
190,
yeah.
with the Cosworth engine, the
Yes.
2.3 engine.
Ooh, those things are like $250,000 right now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Oh, funny story about that. So I have an anecdote, a funny
Yeah.
anecdote about this. There was one in Tunisia, a real. Evo 2, if I remember correctly, in Evo 2 in Tunisia. And now here comes the scary part. He swept the engine with a diesel engine because he said like, no,
Ooh.
no, this petrol engine is like taking too much. It's gas guzzler and whatnot.
Oh,
So
come on. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But to his owner's defense, it was, yeah, when he bring it, it was in the early 2000s or late 90s, right? So there was no internet, there was no Facebook, there was no knowledge, and the cars themselves, right? There was not so there was not valuable at that time, so
Yeah.
not that valuable, right? So this come only the last years, etc. And so at some point, people contacted him like on Facebook and groups and everything, and tell him like, dude, you know what you have? It's like you have a fucking you have
Because if he
a
had, he said he had an Evo 2, it looked like they made 500 of them in the
um
world.
in the Evo 2. That
The
no, I
so
think that
so
I
I'm looking it up right now. So it says the Evo 1 1989 502 units were produced, and then the Evo 2 the 2.5 16 valve in 1990 502 units produced.
that
Evolution,
would
yeah.
be that would be really a low number. I didn't know it was such a low number, but
They may probably made a ton of 190Es, but the Evos, the Evolutions, according to Google AI, so take that with what it's worth.
yeah. I no, I think the Evo 2 was a little bit more than that, if I remember correctly. But let me also, now I'm confused as well. So he had the Evo. I mean, let me check it. Oh yeah, seriously. Okay. The
You
Evo,
seen
the
that too?
Evo 2. Yeah. Crazy. Wow. Um, but I think,
Phew. Put a
wow.
diesel in
Okay,
it.
no. Yeah. Put
Jesus
put a,
Christ.
put a diesel on it. Wow.
Oh
Okay,
no.
seriously, like five. I thought there was way more than 500. So
I mean, there's a reason why
uh,
they're. I mean, let's see. It was,
maybe.
and the Evo was a 201 as well, right?
Yeah. The Evo was the 201, and like I said, that was the baby Benz. That was something. First time Mercedes-Benz did this, at least in the recent history, that they bring such a compact car, at least for Mercedes-Benz standards
Yeah.
or European standards, such a compact car, the 201, and like I said, called the baby Benz. And the Evo, by the way, they bring it, the direct competitor of this one was in the E30, the E30 from BMW,
Mm,
the M3,
mm, yeah.
with also four cylinder. If I remember correctly, was it the 2.3? So with BMWs are not so good, but I think it was the either the 2.3, and then later maybe the 2.5 liter engine, the four-cylinder.
Yep.
And Mercedes-Benz wanted to have a competitor,
Competitor.
and then they have the Evo 2 for that.
So here's a quiz for you. What do you, unless you already saw it, then let me know.
Yeah.
But what do you think the last sale price of an Evo, 190e Evo
Uh, I think
in USD?
in USD, I would say in the range of 300, maybe it's 200,
Yeah.
300,000 US
305.
dollars, something. Wow, wow, wow,
305.
wow. Yeah. But to finish
305,000.
the story with the
Yeah,
diesel,
yeah, go
right?
ahead.
So he's got the diesel, and then people contacted him and reached out to him and told him like, dude, you have what you call it,
Super rare
you,
car, yeah.
yeah, you have a super rare car and whatnot, right? And diesel, and then you can sell it. And so what he did, from what I hear, so stories, right? So not firsthand, but from what I heard is he took the car to Germany and did the full resto and then put in the original engine and everything. And yeah. So funny, right? Like a diesel, and I'm sure so many other people did this as well. I can imagine, right? That they say like, come on, this
They
car's
just wanted a C class. They just wanted, or
yeah,
a
exactly. Yeah,
201.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. One or two, and
Huh.
and oh, and even if I remember correctly, one another detail I remembered, the spoiler. I think I saw somewhere a picture. If I find it, I will share it with you. Um, I think even the spoiler was gone. So like the spoiler from the back, it was taken
The big
off.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. The one that makes the Evo an Evo.
Yeah.
But like I said, to his defense, back then they didn't know. The car was not so, it doesn't have the hype
No, not
Speaking
like
of high,
M3 or not like anything like that.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Even the M3s, by the way, even the M3s in Germany, I remember they was dirt cheap. The E30 was dirt cheap to get, even as an M3. It was, what is a nice, how to phrase this, political correct. So let's say it was very popular with Turkish immigrants,
Okay.
and it has like, yeah, yeah, it has like, when you say in America, you have like the cars that most Mexicans love, right? Or
Sure.
some,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and then it was with them. It was like with Turkish immigrants. Was very popular. The E30, BMW 3
Yeah.
Series
Yeah.
in general, and they was cheap. Even the M3 was cheap. And then, like I said, the hype. I guess it came with internet and internet culture and
Sure.
groups and everything. And
What
then they begin to appreciate.
I think the next one, didn't they start putting V8s or when they had a straight six, I think. Or was that a
Uh,
straight six?
the no no the 2.5, if I remember correctly, it was the four cylinder.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, four cylinder from Cosworth,
Right. And then
UK
the
company.
E36, that was the E36, right? That had
Oh, you mean
the
about the BMW? Yeah, the
yeah.
E36.
Yes, yeah.
They had the
Because I think that because that the E36 that's the one that, like, at least in the United States, that's the one that people think about. I mean, from video games and from this, that, and the other. And I think it's
exactly,
probably carried down because the E30 doesn't look
exactly.
that much different.
And the M3, the E36 United States engine is different, completely different than the M3 in Europe. So you could see, what was it? It was something, if I remember correctly. Uh, so I'm not prepared for that because we are more on the Mercedes-Benz
Yeah, of
side
course.
of things. But I remember something. I had something back in my mind. The E36 had the engine. Let me look that up. For the US market, it was
The
much
inline six,
different.
yeah, 3 liter, yeah.
But much different than the what in Europe. In Europe, they had
Lower
the what you
output.
call. Yeah. No, 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 no. I got it. So the what you call it, the M3, right? It has the 3.2 liter engine, the European specs,
Yeah.
and the S50, the S50
Yeah.
3 liters, and then the 3.2 liters. So the S50 B30 and B32, and in the United States, it was basically M50, but bought up to 3 liters.
Right.
So the M3 in the United States, it's not a real M3 engine, at
I see
least,
what you mean.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
not like in the European M3 that you have with the S50, like the aggressive, high revving
Yeah.
monster,
Yeah.
right?
It's the screamer. Yeah.
Yeah, the
And then,
screamer, exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
And then they, went to V8s. But we're talking about BMW. What the hell are we talking about BMWs for?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess that's kind of interesting because, like,
You know why we talk about BMWs for
why?
Peter?
I was
For
going to say for
Peter.
B. Yeah.
Hi,
Yeah.
Peter. Shout out to Peter. Peter
Yeah.
Lamb.
Still, I'm sure there's plenty of people who have jump shipped. And I think it's
Yeah,
interesting because,
yeah.
like, yeah, you went through definitely through phases. I don't necessarily. You probably have a different opinion about. I don't know if there was ever a time where Audi was at the top. Audi was always like the stepchild. It was always BMW, then Mercedes. I think from like the early mid 2000s, really when I was growing up, 2000s
Exactly.
to like 2015 ish, 2012, when the 6.2 died. Like that's when I think BMW started coming up. Because BMW has been at the top right for like the last 10 years for like performance
Exactly.
wise
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
putting
Exactly.
V8s in their
Exactly.
cars. Yeah.
The funny thing is about Audi. I remember Audi. I mean, I'm now, yeah, oh man, I'm old. I mean, for my standards, some people will disagree and say you're still young. They are like 60 or 70, but I'm 42. And I remember Audi in the 90s. It was like Audi. No one was looking
Mm.
at Audi. Audi was like, Audi, yeah. It's They was looking at Audi, you could say like Opel, right? Like Audi
Mm.
tries to compete with BMW and Mercedes-Benz. And it's like,
I still get that vibe.
what yeah, it's like an analogy, like some small child want to play with some fifth
Yeah.
grader want to
The
play
little
with them
brother.
at
Yeah.
yeah, the little brother,
Yeah.
like hey, no, get off, go away, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, but I want to play with you, I can't do it the same like you, right? And fifth grader want to play with the eighth graders,
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
dude, you're wrong here, right? And Audi, and there was boring cars as well. I mean, they were good quality and whatnot, but everyone was like, Audi, that's Volkswagen, that's
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
upbatched Volkswagen, so to speak,
Right.
right? And they had
Very
always
true.
the
Yeah.
front wheel. front wheel drive.
Yeah.
And Audi got some attention where they begin to get attention was with the quattros, with
Yeah, the rally. Yep.
the rally, the
Yeah.
quattros and everything. Then they got some reputation with that, and then I think it was when they designed the cars instead of calling them Audi with numbers, just a plain number, Audi 80,
Hmm.
Audi 100. Oh, in the United States, they have always the higher number, right?
Sure.
Like Audi 1000, Audi
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
2000, 5000 was never available in Europe. Um, and then when they really got some commercial success was when they really begin to be seen as on
Like
equal
performance
to
wise. Yeah.
performance-wise to BMW and Mercedes-Benz was when they started to name them with A, like the A4,
Yep.
A6,
A3. Yep.
A3,
Yep.
A8, and then of course the performance models already started with the AS2, and then the S4, the AS4, and of course the RS6, the legendary.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
But but back to Mercedes. So the like I said, with a hard cut with the 190, that was the first, the first of the C class, and
Yep.
then in 93, I think it was the 202 that was the C class, and then they began to name them differently. So before, for example, the 124. First, it wasn't called the E class; it was just like E to
The
100
500E
or
you would see, or yeah, or
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
I'd love
Oh,
to get my hands on one of
E500,
those. Yeah. The
the
500Es or something.
E500.
The Hammer, that's another iconic one too. The six
Exactly,
liter. Yeah.
exactly. And did you know that the E500 was built by Porsche, and the
Yes.
E500 saved Porsche,
Yes.
uh,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
saved
That's a
Porsche
really cool
because
story. Yeah.
because back then Porsche hadn't had really success. There was like in a crisis. What was the cars back then? They tried the front transaxle,
Oh,
the transaxle cars with the front engine,
yes. Of
transmission in the back.
944s, 928s, stuff like that. Yeah.
9928,
Yeah. Yeah.
944, the 968, 968.
Yeah.
That was
Yep.
the transaxle Porsches.
Yep.
And the 944 basically was an Audi, and they tried to get it from Audi, and then somehow Audi said no, it's too risky, we don't do it, and then Porsche took it. So you still have Audi parts on the engine, and
Interesting.
it,
Yeah. Yeah.
it yeah it was like you're getting a Porsche, but then you see in the
Yeah.
inside it's but so back to the E500. The E500, you see, they are both in Stuttgart. Porsche is in Stuttgart, the Mercedes-Benz is in Stuttgart, and the Mercedes-Benz guys, they said like, okay, the E500 needs some serious upgrades, right? So they even the fender, they have a like an own production line for the E500. The fenders are wider. They
Yep.
have those brakes and everything, and they said like, hey, okay, let's ask our neighbor Porsche. Hey, Porsche, you look like you could use some work, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so you have
Like
some
keep you busy.
capacity.
Because they weren't
Keep
doing
you
anything
busy.
in their
Exactly,
factories, basically.
exactly.
Yeah.
So can you do this? And Porsche said, yeah, yeah, sure thing. We do this. And then they built the E500, or the 500E. I think you
So
could,
was
yeah,
that
yeah,
a
back then.
Porsche derived engine too? Was that because I forget what they touched? I know that they did a lot.
Uh, yeah. I think
It
I
was
think
suspension and
the
was it
suspension, the brakes, if I remember correctly,
they actually
was from
manufactured
Porsche.
that stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, the brakes, etc. But it was never like an official cooperation. Like they didn't put it out in the open. Like, hey, this one is built by Porsche,
Right.
obviously, right?
Right.
So it's not a cooperation. Like for example, with Audi, the S2, that was like kind of official, like they say it, yeah, by Porsche design. It's
Yep.
of course it's the same company, or they are like sister companies, right? Audi, Porsche belong to Volkswagen, but with Mercedes Benz, it was more kept on the low. It's more like insider,
Right.
that Porsche had
And
their
honestly, they
hands
were doing them a
on the
favor. They were
vehicle.
like, "Hey, we'll give you a boatload of money, and then you got to build our
Exactly,
cars." And
exactly, exactly. And this one, funny, this one actually saved Porsche because from going from what you call it in the United States, filling Chapter 11 or bankruptcy,
bankruptcy. Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
bankruptcy. So yeah. yeah. Funny, right? Like
Yeah, and
the
it's a
E500.
shame. I mean, Porsche seems to be doing great now. Although they're starting to basically whore out their brand. I mean, we saw that with AMG years ago too. They started putting AMG badges on fucking everything. Yeah, like
Yeah.
everything had an AMG badge. It was a four. If it's a 40, if you drive a 45 of something, it's not a hand built engine. I'm pretty sure. Am I right on that?
The 43.
Four
The
cylinder.
43.
The
The first
43 is not hand built
if I
because
remember,
that's a
no.
276. So I think it was one of them. Maybe the 45 is the hand built four cylinder. The
Oh, you mean
A45s and the
from the A
GL,
class,
yeah, the A45s, the GLA
the
45s,
A45 to
yes,
CLA
yes,
45? Exactly,
those are
exactly.
hand built, are they?
If I that's a good question. I don't want to say it's something wrong because I know in the comments they will hammer us.
I'm gonna find out right. Well, hey, maybe we'll learn. Yes, okay, the CLA is a hand built engine, but
Yes, the handle.
this,
Okay.
yeah,
But still, I don't know. It's A class.
oh, this
So
CLA
no hate.
is garbage. It's a
It's
garbage car.
it's. I mean, and no hate, right, for the owners and everything. I mean, they're affordable. But
Yeah,
Mercedes Benz, it was odd for me. For me, I'm old school. For me, the C class, okay, it's Mercedes, right?
yeah.
But everything below C class. So I have still this mentality,
No,
maybe
it's true.
because I'm old
But they
school.
also have you driven the new stuff? They just don't feel like that's a front wheel drive based car, the CLA specifically. They don't feel the
Exactly. It
same.
doesn't feel like Mercedes. And that's the thing about the
Yeah.
front wheel drive. That was the thing with Audi. Why, in the beginning, in the 90s, etc., I didn't take Audi series because it was always, well, yeah, they are front wheel
Yeah.
drive. Mercedes
Yeah.
Benz and BMW, they are rear wheel drive, right? And so I never could imagine that Mercedes Benz will bring out a car with front wheel drive, like
Yeah.
actual front wheel. Same with BMW, by the way. They did
Yeah.
that as well with the 1 Series. This is, by the way, why the 1 Series, I mean, even the 1 Series, no matter how good they are, and then they're really fun to drive, the M140 or the M135, right? Yeah, sure, they
Yeah.
have the fans, they have the crowd and everything, and they say this is BMW. But for me, BMW, like with Mercedes-Benz C-Class, with Mercedes-Benz and with BMW, for me, it begins at
Well,
three
the at
level.
least maybe the SUVs are front. I know that the sedans, obviously the 135 and the 140 are rear wheel drive. Those are nice, but it's like now you're starting to see like the reason why I always like Mercedes and especially in BMW too is because other than like you'd have Mini with BMW, we know that, but BMW they were the top brands, whereas like you were saying, Audi is like
Exactly,
the up badged kind of version
exactly,
of whatever. So
exactly. Of
then, and now
Volkswagen.
you're seeing like the GLA. I don't know if you guys have GLAs, but the GLA 45
Yeah,
over there,
GLA.
the
Yeah,
GLA two,
yeah,
really the 250s, the GLA 250, the CLA 250. That's a Nissan engine. That's a
yeah,
Nissan
yeah.
derived engine. So you're basically driving,
Nissan Peugeot, actually.
which is even worse.
Yeah. I know, I know,
So yeah, like
I know.
yeah,
Nissan Peugeot. No,
yeah.
sorry, my bad. Not Peugeot.
Renault. Okay, that
Because
doesn't make it
Renault
better, but yes,
and Nissan, they have a cooperation.
yeah, and they're not doing too good either.
Speaking of Nissan Renault, maybe you know the X class, the pickup,
X class, yes,
the X
yes.
class.
They
Yeah.
made the yeah. Is that I thought that was based off Volkswagen.
No,
No,
no. That's based on the Nissan
Frontier.
Navara. No, Nissan on or maybe you call it
Nissan Front.
Frontier. You
Yeah,
want to
Nissan
say
Frontier. What do you call it?
Navara outside North America they
That's a
call it the
Frontier.
Navara.
Yeah, that's oh
Yeah,
ew.
the Frontier. Yeah,
They made a Mercedes out of a Frontier. That's
the
gross.
Frontier. And this is, by the way, why there is no X-Class AMG version. Because there's an interview with the manager from AMG, and they was asking him about when will you bring out the AMG version of the
Right.
X-Class, and he said,
X45.
and he said, no, it's not the Mercedes, so
There is
we
no
don't bring.
yeah, there's no market.
And this is why, by the way, it got discontinued for the X-Class. It got discontinued
Yeah.
because people figured it out, like, oh, okay, it's not a Mercedes Benz. The only Mercedes Benz engine, by the way, in the X-Class is the 350. All the lower end engines, lower tier engines like the 250
Yeah, yeah.
and the 220, I think, or yeah, those are Nissan engine, Nissan Renault engine, Nissan
Diesels?
Renault engine, diesels,
Yeah.
diesels, and Nissan Renault engine. So basically, yeah, it's an
Jeez.
cause Renault Alaskan, Renault Alaskan, which is also a derivative of Nissan Navara,
Yeah, yeah.
Nissan Frontier, and it's not a true Mercedes. It's not a true Mercedes, so
Yeah.
they just upedged it, sell it for a higher price, right? and they call
Not
it a Mercedes Benz.
not even we would fall for that over here, and we then they had to make
Yeah, yeah,
Infinity
yeah.
for us over here. So yeah,
So no,
that's
they
crazy.
saw
That's
it got discontinued pretty quick, so
and
it
that's
was not
why I
one.
think like we're seeing like like I said, we're whoring out. They're whoring out the AMG brand. They're whoring out the Mercedes brand. They finally agreed to bring back V8s. Like it's I when one of my videos that I'm editing right now, I'm basically saying that like this was we're running out of time. If you guys want like a nice old Mercedes that hasn't been run through, we're running out of
Exactly,
time. You're running out of
exactly,
time.
exactly,
You gotta
exactly,
find one,
exactly,
own it, and keep
exactly.
it. I'm glad I found mine with 50 something thousand miles on it. I'm gonna hold on to that thing
Same for
forever.
me.
But
Same for me.
yeah,
Same for me.
yeah. So
That's the thing.
no, I was gonna say, so we just got a few minutes left. So but yeah, I guess if you want a Mercedes, go find and buy one now.
Exa-
Don't
exactly.
delay.
That's the time.
Stay away from turbos if you can. Uh
B-Turbos.
E350 will
Yeah, yeah.
will serve you well. Um yeah, if you I guess yeah, anything else you want to add? Anything else you want to say?
That's the thing. This was also a reason why I got the CLS. So lots of people, when I don't have the when the E200 got sold, my previous one, and then lots of people tell me like, hey, okay, why don't you get just a new Mercedes Benz imported from Europe, right? And younger than 5 years. And it will be much better than something what you get here, what has seen Tunisian roads and whatnot. And I was like, no, but I don't like the cars. Everything that is
Yeah,
younger than
no.
5 years, I don't feel it. I don't have even. And by the way, the CLS cost me like the same price. If I would get the car from Europe that is younger than 5 years, right? But what would
Mm,
I get? I would get something
a four cylinder,
yeah,
front
four
wheel
cylinder with
drive,
no engine, front wheel drive
touch screens and plastic everywhere.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mm,
I would get the CLA or something like this,
yeah.
and I was like, no, I don't want that. I want to have specifically was searching for the 212. Lots of crap on the market, unfortunately, for the 212.
Taxis, like you said, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, or the E350. I saw one E350 CDI was good looking and everything, 60,000 miles allegedly, and then
Allegedly.
yeah, yeah, when I get there, I was like, the seat completely teared off,
I think
the
you showed me
buttons
that one.
all.
You told me about that
I
one.
showed you
Yeah.
yeah, the pictures,
Yeah.
and I was like, dude, 100,000 kilometers, 60,000 miles, like. Dude, no
I don't
way,
buy it.
no way,
No.
no, no, not buying it. No, no, seriously, yeah, 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 sure thing, sure thing. And then, by the way, the CLS didn't come to my mind. It was like spontaneously find it on Facebook Marketplace in
There you
Tunisia.
go. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I was like, okay, wait, it's a CLS 63. The badges, I didn't put them there, and
That's fine.
I can remove them. I can remove them as well because I tried to remove them, but they are like super glued from the first owner.
Yeah, yeah.
If he ever
You
watches
want
this, why you
to
do this?
you're gonna swap a 63 in there anyways at some point. So it's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling myself. I have the feeling in the group they don't believe me. They always make fun of me, but I didn't
Uh
put it there. They even super glued, like with a super aggressive glue on the in the engine bay, right? The
mm.
AMG on the air duct or
At
what you
least
call it,
they're lined
air
up.
intake.
At least they're straight and they look good. Yeah.
At least, yeah, yeah. It's something. It's something.
Jeez.
And I saw it and was like, whoa, a real 60 CLS 63. And then I read, saw there was no description. So in Tunisia, they're not like United States. You make like 100 pictures. Speaking of car culture, yeah, when you have an ad, you describe everything, right? And then you have like 100 pictures from all the different angles. And in Tunisia, you don't have that. In Tunisia, sometimes you seriously sometimes you write it like car. That's it, car,
Yeah.
no name, nothing. Like car,
Go
one
figure it out.
picture. Yeah, one picture at night, all this number, like
Okay.
voiture in French, yeah, right? And then
Yeah.
seriously, and like, yeah, this is the car. Don't waste my time.
Yeah.
Do you want to buy it or not?
So
So,
Facebook
anyways,
Marketplace is the same around the world, basically. Yeah.
yeah. But here I something I have the feeling it's worse.
Yeah.
So, and I thought, okay, whoa, holy shit, that's CLF 63, and then I took at the pictures at RPM, etc., and then I said, oh, and of course the the instrument cluster, and I was like, oh, okay, no, it's not the real 63. Okay, um, it's a diesel. And I was like, no, at the end, it's a 250 maybe, right? Because, it's a 250. I'm not getting it. I don't know. And then I figured it out. The 250 has already the Echo Start Stop button, right? So
Yeah,
eco
yeah,
start
yeah.
stop,
Yeah.
but the 350 doesn't have the eco start stop from that year. And then I was trying to figure out because it was like 11 p.m., right? So I couldn't call. I thought it was too late. So I tried to figure out, is it the 350 or 250? And then when I saw it didn't have the eco start stop button, then I was like, wait a minute, maybe it's a 350 diesel. If it is a 350 diesel, yeah, I would take it. I mean, the
Yeah, it's a
OM640,
nice
I'm a
big
big fan
engine.
of the big engine. I'm a fan of that B-turbo diesel, 3-liter engine, perfect. So I called him then and I asked him. Also, I asked him, is it a 250 or 350? He said, no, no idea. It's just a showroom, right? And even he didn't know. But he could tell me it's not an AMG. I said, yeah, duh, right?
Obviously, yeah,
But
that's the obvious one.
obviously, obvious one. So then he got back to me and confirmed, okay, from the horsepower, I said, okay, I said, okay, it's a 350. And yeah, and then took the next day I got there and yeah, like it was like I totally fell in love with it. What I like about the CLS, especially compared to the 212, because I was a 212 driver
Yeah, yeah,
for like 5 years, um, it has the body lines. The first thing that I noticed about the CLS when I got there
yeah.
it was those body lines. It was like the back, the fender, and I was like, wow, this is the first time ever that I say a car sexy. And then I
It's
was
so
looking at it and was
nice.
like
ELS
sexy,
is
right?
so nice.
And I tried to say this to my friend, like whispering it so that the dealer doesn't notice, right? But
Yeah.
obviously then he will rise up the price. But I was like, sexy, sexy as hell. It's so sexy. Then did the lines and say, yeah, yeah, keep
Did
quiet,
that
keep
have the
quiet.
black
You're gonna
wheels
hear
on
you.
it?
No, 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 no. It has
No.
the no, yeah, sure, sure, sure. Yeah, yeah, of course, yeah, yeah.
I
Back
don't know
then,
if you
no,
put those
it
on
has.
or yeah, yeah, but you put those
Yeah,
on.
yeah. I put on
Yeah,
the
that looks
electric
so
one.
sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The thing is, the wheels, those are not even the wheels that I want. I want what you call it, the concave. Concave
Hmm.
is that the right word? Like
I had those on
inside
mine too. Yeah, those
yeah, yeah,
deep in
yeah.
the back. Yeah.
Yeah, Tunisian roads, one word, Tunisian roads, and
Oh, trust me, I
I
know.
have
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, potholes and whatnot.
Yep.
We have sometimes we don't have roads. We more have like potholes with roads between the potholes, and not roads with potholes.
Craters. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, really, really craters. I have a 19-inch on this one, 19-inch, and it I need to be super careful with the potholes and everything. It's and the wheels that I want are 20-inch. They are the concave
Oh,
one are
yeah.
always
Good
20
luck.
inch and up. Yeah, yeah. It's like
Really?
and you have
Well,
like tires
are
like
you talking about
this.
like the OEM like AMGs? Because like I had the 19s that I had on my black Mercedes. Those were staggered. So you had like the big like concave in the back and then kind of more flat up
Okay.
front.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, even 19s. I mean, New England, I guess, in terms of like like it's we're not in the country over here, you know what I mean? We got paved roads. Like our roads are fine in terms of like the world, but obviously in New England, especially through the winters, the plows always just dig up on the roads. So
Yeah,
you end
yeah,
up
yeah,
getting a
yeah.
lot of, especially on the highway and stuff, a lot of these like chunks of road missing sometimes. Which if you're expecting them, you can kind of dodge them, but when they just pop up out of fucking nowhere,
Exactly, exactly,
it's
exactly.
like yeah. So I have a whole set of my 19s. I have a whole set of those wheels still, and the backs are all fucked up. I got to get new rear wheels.
Exactly,
It's pay to
exactly.
play, especially you want to go to 20s. At least I think the that came with 20s. I think you could get it for at factory 20s. I think
Um, I'm not sure. The AMG ones came with
it fits a
19.
lot better than the
Yeah,
212s.
yeah, yeah.
212s with 20s looks a little
No,
too
no, no,
much.
no, no. It's almost dunk style, right? Or donk style, or
Exactly,
what you call it.
exactly. Yeah,
Almost, almost. I mean, 20-inch. I mean, 20-inch from factory. I think not on the CLS. I think the highest that you could get
probably
was really the
19s.
19-inch, but the S class. The S class is more the 20-inch and
Yeah,
up territory, right? But the CLS is 19-inch and 19-inch, and it's already hard with the also getting the tires and everything. There's not so much choice like with the 18-inch.
yeah,
But the thing is, I cannot go lower than 18-inch anyways because it has the big brake package, the big brake
true.
discs. So the lowest that I can go, okay, I wouldn't put a 17-inch on a
No, I
CLS
was
anyways.
no,
So
no.
then no, no. But yeah, I wish I could get the 20-inch and but yeah, no, they won't survive for long and on Tunisian
No.
roads. It's a shame. It's a shame, really.
It's a shame.
Uh,
It's because especially the CLS, I think is it's oh my God, it's such a nice looking car. That era, the even the 212 facelift coupes look so nice. The S class coupes from that era look so nice. Like
yes, yes, yes,
they
yes,
were on a
yes, yes.
roll. Whoever was head of design was on a roll. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. The 216, the 216,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
um, looks in some aspects, some angles, you could say it is like a CLS,
It
or
looks
sometimes I
older.
refer to
It looks
it's older
aged. Yeah.
and yeah, yeah. But sometimes I have like the CLS, the pre-facelift, sometimes feels like a four-door CL from
Mm.
the 216,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then somehow, right? And I'm a big fan of the CL, by the way, the C216. That was also a car that I was thinking about of getting instead of the C218. And oh yeah, funny story about the group. So the group that I'm admin of, the 212, 207, 218 group, it was not
Yeah.
always that. First, it was just W212
Yeah.
owners club group. Then I added to 207 because I said, okay, yeah, it's E-Class.
It's kind of the
Yeah,
same. Yeah.
it's kind of the same. We have lots of people with the E-Class, with the
The
207.
coupes and
Tom,
the convertibles. Yeah.
exactly. Tommy, for example. Tommy, shout out to Tommy.
Yep.
Tommy,
Yep.
the admin of the 222 owners club group. And then when I was thinking about getting the CL, the 216, and I was like, okay, wait, you're the admin of the 212, 207 group, and you're getting a CL.
Yeah. The
I don't
title quickly
know.
changed after that. After you
Yeah,
got yours, like, well,
yeah,
I guess we'll add.
yeah. And then I could justify that. I couldn't add the CL, like, okay, make it now a CL group as well. It was like, hey, come
No.
on, that's
Well,
dictatorship.
the CL is
But
definitely a little bit of a different car, but the 218 and 212, I mean, they share subframes for crying
that's
out loud.
that's that's
Yeah,
it's the same platform. The actually the C218 shares more, is more a 212 or more an E-Class than the 207. The 207
it's a
is
C
from the
class.
platform. It's a C-Class. It's a
Yeah,
C-Class badged as an E-Class.
and
The
two door. Yeah,
CLS,
yeah,
yeah, the CLS is a E-Class, but an up-badged E-Class. So the CLS was, for Mercedes-Benz, it was like a link between the E-Class and the S-Class.
yeah.
So it
It's a
has
great
lots
blend.
of, yeah, 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 totally, totally. It has, this is why it's called the CLS, because
The
so
Sonder, what do they call it? The
definitely,
Sonder class or whatever. Yeah,
exactly, exactly.
yeah,
The Sonderclass, and it has the
yeah.
Sonderclass vibes, definitely. So from the CLS, for example, is the one that got directly from the beginning on 2011 when it came out. It had the 218 had already the colored instrument cluster,
Hmm.
which you find in the 204 and the 212, but only later. So the first one that got the colored instrument cluster, the not
Should be
the
2012. I think the
the
cluster
what
that I ended up getting was a 2012 because the 2012 you would get in the States at least you'd get the 276, so the upgraded motor, the
exactly,
278, all that
exactly,
sort of stuff. But
exactly,
the
exactly.
internals were different. Yeah.
It's called like not the facelift, but more like the half facelift, at least from the
Yeah.
interior.
Yes, that's
It
kind of what
has
I
the
had in my last
facelift.
car. Yeah.
Exactly. It has the NTG 4.5 radio
Yep.
already. It has the colored instrument cluster
Yep.
with
Silver usually.
the silver,
Yeah.
the silver design, or you have also the papyrus design, also with NTG 4.5, and already a colored cluster called the papyrus
Hmm.
design.
Yeah. Yep.
But basically the yellowish design.
Yep. That's what I got now. Yeah.
Exactly. And but the CLS, the C218, never got the monochrome cluster, so began
Yeah.
directly with the new updated cluster and also three pods. While in the E-Class pre-facelift, you like what you had before, the five pods cluster
Hmm.
with the clock in the instrument cluster, right? So
Yes.
you have
Yep.
five pods. And the CLS is one also the first ones that had the clock. Wait, I have the
The
clock
three.
somewhere here.
It was the clock in
Uh,
the center, right? In the
the
in
clock in the
the
center, the clock in the
yeah.
center.
And then the gauge cluster was just
I
your three pot.
Exactly, exactly. I had it somewhere here, the clock. I would want to show you. Um, but yeah, you know, no, the center
Yes.
clock, right? The center
Because you
clock.
said that was made somewhere specific.
Yeah, 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 exactly. And so not all of them, but a big portion of them are made in Tunisia, in my home
Yeah.
country. So really, when you take out the clock, there's a high chance that it's written made in Tunisia. right?
That's awesome.
Made in
Yeah.
Tunisia.
Yeah.
So you have something in your car that's from Tunisia. Makes me kind of proud, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely. Yeah.
and so yeah, this clock that lots of people, by the way, retrofit into their pre-facelift cars. They change the bends and everything, and they put in this clock. It looks amazing. I changed my clock, by the way. I had the uh, original clock, right, with the white design, white silver, and I changed it with the AMG clock. This is also an upgrade that lots
Oh,
of people do.
nice.
The AMG clock is more black
Yeah. Yeah.
contrast black and everything. It's the what you call it, ICV, I think was the clock.
Okay.
It's written ICV on it. It has a totally different design. The original one is more classic S-class style, right?
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
AMG looks sportier, looks better. And
Now, can you swap that over from a pre-facelift? Because you have a it's so interestingly enough, again, differences in the pre-facelift. You have on my old car, I had the hazard light there, and that was it. And I had obviously the
exactly,
5 pot cluster. On this car, I still have the 5 pot cluster, but I have a traction control button there as well.
exactly. Some,
Which I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah,
if
yeah,
I wanted
yeah.
to switch, which is funny because Michael actually wants to program that in there because he wants a traction control button there too, and he's got a 2010 as well. So it's like, it's I don't know what makes these things different, but I mean, would you be able to put a clock in there? I mean, if there's a
Yes,
traction button, even if there's a traction
that
button, you have to
that's the
rewire it.
thing. Yeah, yeah, that's the thing with the traction button. The most retrofits that I saw or that I helped with was the one, like you said, with the
Just with the
hazard light.
hazard. Yeah.
Well, just with the hazard, but with the ESP. But honestly, I would love to have an ESP button, a dedicated ESP button, so that they can turn it off. I mean,
Hmm.
it still doesn't turn it off completely, right?
No, you got to go through like dyno mode and all that, but
Exactly.
yeah,
But it still beats going into the menu every time to turn off ESP
yeah.
button, right? And if you have just a
Slide
button
around in
that
the
you press it,
snow. Yeah.
exactly. By the way, that's also a thing what I miss about my E200, the peasant package one. Even it had the lower engine and whatnot, base engine, but it was rear-wheel drive. Four-wheel
Mm.
drive, it's nice in the snow, especially now, right? In winter, etc. That you have the, but I miss drifting on the roundabouts with the rear-wheel drive on the E200. It was amazing, and with the four-wheel drive, no
No, you
drifting. I
can't do that.
mean,
No.
no,
No,
I
that's why
mean on the AMG models you could, but on this one not. It's still rear-wheel
all time,
all-wheel drive
all
all
the
the time,
time. Yeah.
on the AMG. I think you can turn it off like a drift mode or something like that.
That yeah, I think that's in the 4matic Plus. That's like later cars. Yeah, I think I
Yeah,
don't even
yeah,
know if
yeah.
212 has that. I don't even know if that's yeah. I that might not even be. I think that might be a 213 thing, but they like
Exactly.
decouple whatever. But
E63 S, the S model, for
yes,
example,
yes, yeah,
that they probably have that. Speaking also about the pre-facelift, there's always this thinking, right, about which one to get pre-facelift to 12 pre,
yeah.
and you have like basically
Even
two
if you have the
fractions,
same
right?
motors, but you have
Yeah, yeah.
I did a whole video on that because it's there's so many little things. Yeah,
Exactly. And for the 212, I was always in the fraction like, no. If you get a 212, get a facelift one because of the tail lights and which you easily can also retrofit on a
right.
pre-facelift. And but on the CLS pre-facelift, like really there's nothing to talk about. It's a pre-facelift
Oh, it
because
looks great. Yeah,
yeah, it looks great. The because the CLS facelift, from my according to my opinion, the headlights look like a C class. It is
mm,
like a downgrade, right? So the CLS, the pre-facelift CLS with the ILS lights, has some this distinguished lights. By the way, which you find in the loading screen if you look at it in Xentry. When you use Xentry and the first loading screen, you see a Mercedes-Benz shape
hmm,
somehow, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a CLS. That's a pre-facelift
Yes,
CLS
I
that you
remember you
see.
telling me that.
The
Yeah, yeah.
lights, yeah, and because it's a design icon, right? Like,
It
and with
really
the with
is.
the
Yeah.
with the facelift, I don't know. They messed it up somehow. So I'm really glad that I have the CLS pre-facelift.
You
In
getting
my
rid of that
opinion,
anytime soon?
no. It's
Yeah, that's same
I'm
thing with
gonna
me.
keep
Yeah,
it, especially in
yeah,
Tunisia, because if you loosen it, then you won't get easily another one or in
yeah.
good shape or anything. And the United States, talking about the car culture, you can swap cars, right? Whenever you get tired of it, you
There's a
get the
pretty good
same one.
selection. Yeah,
Exactly. You have a pretty good selection, and that we don't have here.
no,
It's like when you have something good and what you really love, you like that car. keep
Yeah,
it
like
because
I
you will
mean,
regret it.
even the E500s, the E550s rather. I mean, a lot of them have a lot of high miles on them now, but like the with the 273 in there, they're fucking like 6 grand, 7 grand, three
Yeah,
grand,
nice,
ten
nice,
grand. You know
nice,
what I mean?
nice,
Like they're
nice.
great. Even the CLS is like one of the. That's what I was potentially looking at, maybe getting the 15 CLS with the updated 278 motor because I'm like I would entertain that if I knew it wasn't going to kill itself eventually. I would keep it running. Like I can
Yeah, yeah,
kind of
yeah,
get behind that
exactly.
with all the other advancements that they've made. But CLS 400 too, the 400s are really common here. And I think if that's probably the if you want like a boosted kind of like flashy, I don't know if flashy is the right word, but just like a really good taste of Mercedes because the S class is just too big to be a sporty car. But if you want that
Exactly,
sportiness,
exactly.
a CLS 400, you can't get much better than that because you could tune that thing. And it's basically a 40, the
For 43,
E43,
that's the same
the
engine,
43
same engine.
engine. Yeah, I
AMG
mean,
engine, yeah, basically.
you tune it
It's
to
super
500
aggressive.
horsepower. Yeah, super
It's
aggressive.
super aggressive.
You get all the new technology, airmatic. You get the, like you said, the interiors too are it's a perfect blend of the S class. It really is. Yeah.
I drove 238 convertible in Dubai from a good friend of
Mm.
mine. It tuned what you call. I mean, it was I think yeah US specs. It was the E450, which is basically E400, right?
Yep.
So also this up edging. By the way, they have this in the E550 in United
Yep.
States or North America. So or also in Japan they call it the E550. Is in the rest of the world the E500.
It's always been the
They
E500.
call it
Yeah. Yeah.
always the E500, but for the North American market and for the Japan market,
Did
Japan
they get
market,
the
they
bigger
call it
engine? Because
no, basically it's the same
still the
engine.
same
It's
five and
it's
a
just
half.
five and a half, or in the 4.7
Yeah.
in the facelift version, but they call it 550. They just added that 50
Of
because
course.
bigger is better somehow. Yeah, it
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
gives you that idea that it's bigger,
Sure. Yeah.
but it's a 500. It always is a 500, just the name. So
Yep.
exact same
And that
engine,
started
everything.
at I think at the 212 era too, because we would there's tons of E500 W211s here.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. With the 212, it
Yeah.
started. Yeah,
Yeah, or
that
maybe or no, because we have a 211 E500s and 211 550s because it was the 113 or the 273 because that was like a high
maybe
the yeah
then with the facelift, I guess with the facelift, maybe
the
they started
facelift got
to
the
call it,
the upgraded motor, yeah, the five and a half.
and then they call it the 550.
Yeah,
But the free facelift one was still 500. All the way, also speaking of 500, what you call it with always when I have the 500, it's like a synonym, right? So the
sure.
550, okay, yeah, it's kind of new. But when you listen to old hip hop songs, when they say like the 500, right, or the
My 500
600, or those
Benz or something.
my
Yeah,
500 bands, the iconic
yeah,
names.
yeah, yeah,
Or when you see about Tupac and Biggie,
yeah.
when Tupac says, picture me rolling in my 500 bands,
That's what I was
right?
just saying. Yeah, picture.
Yeah,
Yeah,
picture me rolling my 500 bands, and then Biggie comes after it and says, "Untouchable, uncrushable," in my 600, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like this was,
And that
but I never
that's
heard about the 550.
yeah, no, and that's probably why like I mean, hip hop is a huge part of my life. That's a huge part of like growing up and everything. And oh
For me
my
as
God,
well. For me as well.
that's all I heard was hold on, look at this guy right here. That's all I heard was 500.
Yeah, 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 exactly, exactly.
This guy right
And the
here.
thing is, also you have what you call it? Was it Nas? Was it Nas with Street Dreams?
Mm.
Street Dreams dreaming from 300 E's,
Hmm.
right? And then so on. There was
Yep.
also the lyrics, and this is when we first talked in the beginning when we said you don't make
You make
songs
a
about
song about
Hyundai's.
yeah.
Mercedes, right? You mentioned it. You
Yeah.
make them.
Lexus was big too, Acura and Lexus, Ludacris and all
Lexus
that.
and
Yeah,
Acura,
Acura's
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
But
okay,
but
yeah,
still
those as well.
not the same though. Not the same.
But Mercedes-Benz, is Benz is it's different.
Yeah.
When you say the 500, the 300, 300e, or you say the 600, you know exactly what you was talking about,
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
And
Rick Ross with Maybach music, and you
yeah,
got,
yeah,
all
Maybach
that.
music,
Yeah,
exactly,
I mean,
exactly.
it's yeah, and then it does have this. I remember so my girlfriend was looking for a new car, and she had a Nissan. It was getting up in their miles, CVT, all that good stuff, and we were looking around at vehicles, and I found this cherry red W204 facelift with a 276,
Nice.
50,000 miles on it. It was like super cheap too. And I was like, we got to go down and take a look at it. And like if I didn't have my E-Class at the time, I was like, oh my God, I might actually buy this. But there is a stigma around like also like I guess like kind of a negative stigma potentially like bright red Mercedes and all that sort of stuff and
Yeah,
all
yeah,
that.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah,
comes
I
with
know.
it's on both sides of it too. So, but I don't know, man. I feel like I've driven I've driven the only thing that comes close, I think, is really, I mean, some Lexus models come really close to the feeling of driving the Mercedes, like the C300. Closest thing is like an IS. The ISs are
The
pretty good. They're
IS,
rear wheel
yeah,
drive
yeah,
based. I mean,
exactly,
um,
exactly.
but it's like, oh, it's Mercedes, but like, it just doesn't drive like anything else. Like I work at the dealership. I mean, I get to drive a lot of used cars, a lot of, we do get German trade-ins and stuff like that. I like the Genesis. I've driven to G80s and G90s of like only a couple years old, and I'm like, they're nice, but like it doesn't feel the same. I don't know what it is. My
I
eyes
know.
closed, it just doesn't feel the same.
Exactly, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. And the thing is, talking about the Lexus, one funny thing is about the Lexus. I mean, there are reason why they. I mean, yeah, they're kind of boring, but the quality is
very
like
good.
really it's
The
very
LS
very good.
430s and all that, the GS
Exactly,
430. Yeah.
exactly. And that was
Mhm.
the thing with a story when the S-Class, the tank, the
Mhm.
WV 140 was coming out. So it was already planning, prototype stage, etc. And then Mercedes-Benz found out about the Lexus. I think the first Lexus was the 400, right? The LS
Yes.
400 that
Yeah, yeah,
looks
yeah.
kind of like the S-Class.
Yep.
And then when they saw how impressive it is built, and then how much money Toyota spent on the Lexus, right?
Mhm.
They wanted to make
That
everything right,
motor
like
and yeah, oh my gosh, yeah.
everything, millions of dollars in the just in the engine, million of dollars in the engine
Yeah.
production, etc., and everything, and that made Mercedes-Benz so nervous that they uh, delayed the release of the WV 140 to
Mm.
make it even more better. So to not get beaten out of
That's where you get
competition
all those wine
from the
glasses
Lexus.
sitting on the hood, where you get all the how smooth the engine is and everything. You get
Yeah,
all those.
exactly,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly, exactly, exactly. It was because like, oh, holy shit, this LS Lexus is bringing out the competitor to the
Yeah, yeah.
S-Class. So they delayed, imagine they delay the production of the WV 140 because of Lexus, because they panicked when they saw the LS
And you
400
had
and
some
that's system.
amazing cars after that too because of that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Because they raise the bar,
Competition.
they raise the competition. Competition is always good.
Jeez.
It's especially if it makes the cars better. So yeah. If and this is why Lexus is really from the Japanese cars where I say, okay, this one, I mean all the Japanese cars, but most of them, I don't know, they
You can get
Corolla,
cheap
etc.
the
They're
cheap
boring.
yeah, but even they yes they're very practical, but even the cheap Japanese cars tends to, well, I haven't sat in a new one recently, but they tend to be a little bit more expensive, but they tend to be higher quality than like a KDM car, like a Kia or a Hyundai,
Definitely,
even though people try to put
definitely,
them on the same level. And then
definitely.
Genesis is trying to hit where Mercedes is, which, to be fair, completely fair, I don't again, I drove a 205 or two, I think it might have been a 205 or a 206 when I was getting my subframe replaced. And I made a video on that. I fucking hated it. It was terrible. Like I hated the car, the hybrid system, the engine shut. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I'm going 30 miles an hour and the engine shuts off on me. I thought something was wrong. But the
crazy.
new Mercedes stuff is like, unless you're in like even like an S550 or something, or even like I saw a SL550 review and stuff. You get plastic buttons, and you get this, you get the touch screen. They're like removing everything, and everything squeaks, and the
Exactly.
EQSs and the EQEs are just terribly built. And then you have
I
Genesis coming through that like legitimately like on face value they offer a lot. It's unfortunate that, I mean, I don't know. I still have the stigma around it, but it's unfortunate to see like the build quality. I mean, you've sat in some newer ones too. You've coded some newer ones too. So
yeah, exactly. No, it's the thing is talking about the EQS and all the other from what I heard just in the recent days, I heard they will discontinue them.
they killed them. Yeah.
They kill them
Yeah.
because they won't sell. They don't sell. Well, so
Nope.
no wonder when I see it doesn't look like a Mercedes Benz. It's like I don't know some random
It's
you
a blob.
compare. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like a blob. Like where's the Mercedes-Benz design philosophy, etc. And the newer ones, what I see speaking about the 212 when I compare it with the 213 is smaller. It looks more Asian from what I see the newer cars, um, especially with the German cars, they take lots of look on the what is the Chinese market for the Chinese market, design for
Mhm.
the Chinese market, like what does the Chinese customer want, right? And then not so much more
Sure,
for
the
example,
rest, the
yeah,
enthusiast.
of the West, yeah, it is because China is a big market.
Yeah,
So I don't blame them, but still, it is not what they used before, right? So they make think more about like how does the Chinese customer look at these cars, right?
yeah,
Instead of the rest of the world. Like, yeah, they are maybe important in Europe, but Chinese market is so much more important. You have this, for example, with the BMW. You see it with the grills, with the big
yeah,
grills and everything, right?
yeah, yeah,
Everyone that why this is about. This is because of the Chinese market that they have the philosophy. The Chinese customer, when he sees the bigger the grill or the bigger the emblem of the car, that means that's more prestige, right?
yeah.
More prestige, the
You
bigger the
see that
one.
a lot in
On
like
the
the cloned cars, like like the knockoff cars they make.
yeah,
Looks
yeah,
like Rolls Royces and everything. Yeah. Oh,
exactly,
I mean,
exactly,
even some of the Buicks. Buick is huge over there. Like I was saying, some of like they
exactly,
have like
exactly, exactly.
minivans that are like just the waterfall grills and just
Yeah, yeah,
huge.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
And that's what I say is about the Chinese taste or the Chinese taste or philosophy or whatever you call it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, the bigger the emblem, the grill or anything, right? That adds more prestige to the car. The bigger the better. And
Yeah.
this is why BMW they really they have those wild grills like
Yeah.
the 7 Series like
Ridiculous.
you
Yeah,
said a waterfall, right? It's
yeah.
ridiculous. And this is yeah, it's before German engineering always known for is like design follows the function, right?
Mhm.
And now it's the opposite,
And they
right?
were always
The fun
subdued. Like the whole thing about buying a German car was like, oh, it's gonna kind of blend in, but when you take a second look at it, it looks really nice and it
exactly,
performs
exactly,
really well. Like just and
exactly.
not even like speed, but just comfort and handling and just livability. Like it performed well.
Exactly. The same with my 126. My 126, I left it like for 4 months. Didn't start it, nothing.
Yeah.
In the open, right under the Tunisian sun, rain. Yeah, some rain, sun, etc.
A sun will kill a car real quick. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I hooked up. So I jump started it because the battery obviously dead. And right away, starting from the first turnkey, right? The cars from '89
Yep.
like no love at all. Meaning, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the car, but in the last month, etc.,
It's just yeah, if
uh,
it's been sitting there. That's and
just sitting
that's
there.
well, that's the whole they got scared by Lexus and started it started
Exactly,
making stuff.
exactly, exactly, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. It's amazing. It's amazing. Like you turn the key and the engine starts right away. It's awesome. It's wow. It's gives you
Mercedes
those.
engineering,
Yeah.
German
Mercedes
engineering.
engineering, Mercedes German engineering,
Hopefully in the
crazy.
future, yeah, they'll find their way back and start. I highly doubt it, but they got to start building for the consumer again. They got to start.
Hopefully,
I don't know
hopefully.
when they started introducing these huge like budgets and stuff, but like they used to have, they would spend millions of dollars on a chassis, billions of dollars on a chassis. On it, like
Exactly.
no, they had like a no cost philosophy or whatever, no budget philosophy or whatever you want to
The
call it.
best of
Yeah,
the best. They
the
really
best
had
or nothing.
the best or nothing. Exactly. They
That's
have this attitude, and the thing is also they really changed the strategy. The last time I heard the strategy was like Mercedes Benz want to be purely luxury cars, like
yeah,
E class, S class, and up. Even they want to kill the A class. Before it was the saying they want to kill
yeah.
the A class, the B class, even the C class, if I remember correctly, they wanted to
That's a
kill it.
top seller. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
And then I said, like, no, we want to focus on the luxury market, right? Like S class, E class, and above.
mhm.
And then again, after a few years or 2 years, it wasn't so long that they realized, like, oh, okay, oh, no, that was not a good idea. No, we changed the plans again. We don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Stay. So I don't get it what they're thinking,
I don't know if it's
why
management or I don't know if it's I don't know.
management?
Well, it's got to
management,
be. It's
definitely
got
management. Yeah, yeah, gotta be.
they're counting money rather than looking at what people actually want to buy, or
Exactly,
not even
exactly,
that. I mean,
exactly.
they never they just had a good set of products. They had it was E class was your mid. It was your okay. You something bigger, you go to an S class. They had the GLK, which was like a C class kind of SUV. They had the C
Yes,
class. They had
exactly,
the GLA, the GLs, the MLs. They had like something kind of accenting everything. They kind of had something complementing
exactly.
everything. Now you got like a CLE and you have a CL whatever, a CLA,
Yeah, yeah,
and you have
yeah, yeah, yeah.
all these the GLBs, the GLAs, the GLCs, the GLEs,
It's
the whole
crazy.
alphabet is
You
here,
lose
and
the
they're all
focus. You
it. And half of them are AMGs now. You look on the road. Oh, it's a GLB 45 or GLB 43
exactly,
or whatever.
exactly, exactly, exactly.
Like
And it
okay,
what but it's watering down the
it
name,
is.
like you said, AMG because
It used to be
GLB
really
45.
special. When you saw an
Exactly,
AMG
exactly.
badge on the back of like a 211 or something, you're like, oh
It
yeah,
was, oh yeah,
yeah,
this
yeah,
means real business,
yeah.
serious business. And now, yeah, an A class with okay, maybe it's the fastest four cylinder or the powerful
Yeah, but a
four cylinder,
Camry could
etc.
probably
But
outrun it. That's
yeah,
the
exactly,
thing.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
It's a shame. It's a shame, and especially when you think like, yeah, talking about the M156, the 6.3 liter engine or
Yeah.
6.2, but
Yeah.
they called it the 6.3.
Because of the old
Uh,
motor way
of the
back in the
old
day.
motor,
Yeah.
exactly, of the what you call it,
The Boss or something or the
no, no, that has a red pig, something like this.
oh, the red yeah, red
In German, rote Sau, they call it the red pig, something like this, I think. Uh,
I know what you're
red,
talking about.
right, and this was, I think, that was also the first AMG model. Rote Sau. Let me also AMG.
The red pig.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, the red pig, the
Yeah.
red pig,
Yeah.
the Mercedes 300 SE, uh,
Yeah.
with the 6.3 engine. And yeah, yeah,
Is that the
that
same
one.
engine in the Gullwing?
No, 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 no. The
No.
Goldwing is a different engine. So this is the M100
Yeah.
from the S class, the WV
109?
109.
Yeah.
109, yeah, yeah, from
Yeah.
109.
Man, I would
And
love one of those. Oof. I don't even care
yeah,
what
yeah,
engine's in
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially, I think I think I saw a 109 for sale here in Tunisia. I need to look at it, but it's not the 6.3. And that
No.
would be awesome. The thing is also what we don't have here. I never saw E500 in Tunisia. Never saw this.
Of a 212?
S500, yes. Yeah, never saw E500
Really?
for sale. No,
Hmm.
no. The S500, the 221 and the 222 I see
Yeah,
this
yeah,
all the
yeah.
time, but 500 never saw this in the E class. The highest that I saw, not even E400. The highest that I see is really E350
Yeah, yeah.
or the E350. Yeah, E350 diesel or petrol. That's it.
Yeah.
But never saw any unless it's an AMG. An AMG, yeah, but 500 no, never saw it. Also the
Which
E400.
is I guess it's interesting. I mean, I don't even know how well the E5 the 500 series sold. Like it's weird. It's for the guy who would want to buy that for 70 grand and not buy the AMG. I mean, it's just it's an interesting buyer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I know what you mean. I mean, the AMG on the other hand, it's But yeah, I tell you who, for example, let's now take it from the German perspective, the German buyer, right? The German buyer says an AMG is too aggressive, too loud. Let's say you want to meet a business, right?
Sure.
As a
On the
business
Autobahn.
owner
Yeah.
on the Autobahn, or you go to the customer, you would go in an E500.
It's
It's a
more
nice
classy
looking car,
business. Yeah.
classy business car, right?
Yeah.
But if you come with an AMG, it feels like unserious, or I don't know.
I know
It's
what you mean.
too,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, there's pops and bangs and
Yeah.
then bam, 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 and loud exhaust and everything. And they say
Yeah.
E4 500 decent, still gives you a good punch, but it is
Quiet.
right,
Yeah.
quiet,
Yeah.
decent. This is, I think, yeah, no, yeah, that
Jeez.
why you would get an E500 instead of an
It's a
in
good point.
E63.
I get it for the
Also, of
all-wheel
course, then
drive.
the hmm?
I get it for the all-wheel drive. I need the
Yeah,
all-wheel
yeah,
drive over here
exactly,
for sure. Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. And this is what I would say about the E500. Also, the AMG always has the AMG tax also for the parts, for everything, for the insurance, for there are lots of reasons why you would get an E500 instead of an AMG brand new.
Yes,
Definitely.
absolutely. Yeah, no, because it basically share other than the motor, obviously, and even so for the motor, it's basically an E350, so it's as easy to maintain as a 350.
Exactly,
That's it. Yeah.
exactly, exactly, exactly.
Especially the 273 because the 278 was essentially an AMG motor. Like it shared more with the AMG, which that was the first time that they because like the 273 was made strictly just to last a long time, be a smooth engine. The
Exactly.
278 was the first time that they were like, we need to make this as a platform so that AMG can go crazy with
For the
it.
AMG.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's a
Even
fundamental difference. Yeah.
no, no, you feel it even in the what you call it in the instrument cluster when you go to that
Mm.
hidden menu, the and you see it written there M278, and then I remember people in the group asking like, "Wait a minute, I have an AMG. Why it says
Yeah.
M278?"
It's
Because it's based on the
they
M278. It
share
is
all the same
basically
parts, basically. Yeah.
exactly it's basically an M278, just more the displacement.
Hmm.
So
Bigger
while the
turbos and yeah.
bigger turbos. It has a 4.7, the M278, and the
Yep.
M157 has a 5.5
Yeah.
liters. So got more displacement,
Which
but
are based
it's
off of the
essentially
old 4.6 and
exactly,
5.5s, which is why
exactly,
they suck so much. So, yeah, which is all right.
exactly,
Well,
exactly.
look, we definitely covered a lot. I like this.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is yeah,
yeah.
definitely
It's a
episode
good
one.
first,
If you guys
definitely.
like this sort of fireside chat, let us know. I do want to have some other people in here. I know we have some builders like Adam Kanash and stuff like that.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
been
yeah, yeah,
building. I don't know if
yeah,
I said your last name wrong. I'm sorry, but he has some crazy builds. There's that guy who did the E63 swap, the coupe, that's
yeah,
in the
yeah.
group
The
as well.
first one,
That thing is really cool. So maybe we can we get to talking to some people. Maybe we can get some people on here, do a
would
little three
love
way. I
that.
think
Would
that'd be
love that.
awesome. That'd be awesome.
No, no, sounds
So
good.
yeah,
Sounds good.
this will be posted on my YouTube channel as well. I'll leave a link here. If it's on Facebook, you're seeing it in the group that you are already part of. If you haven't been following him, you have your page now for your coding too.
Exactly. Coded by Emir on Facebook, on Instagram, and also in the group, the WV 212, 218, C218, 207 Owners Club group. Easy to find on Facebook. You're welcome to
Yeah.
join. Check it out. I will also
Join.
post a
And
link to that.
there's literally like a million different like Facebook groups for W212s and whatever. This is like the only one you're not going to find spam in. Like seriously, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
you
yeah,
alone
yeah.
doing all the censoring. So it's a hell of a
Yeah,
job. So it's a really great community. It's if you haven't joined it, if you're on YouTube and you haven't seen it already, definitely join it. I'll put the links down in the description. But yeah, Amir, man, thank you so much. It's good to talk to you. And we'll
yeah.
yeah do it
Same,
again in a little
same,
bit.
same as hopefully. Yeah, I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it, and yeah, hope to see you back soon.
Yeah, I'll talk to you soon. You know, I'm always texting you anyway. So, all right, man.
Perfect, perfect.
Have a great
Take
night.
care.
We'll see you.
Take care. You too. Bye.